Now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back of Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to melt you. Yeah. Ding, da bing. Boom, ba bop, ba da bop, ding, da boom. Yeah. What am I looking at? Bing, ba bop. Yeah. Doom, dee da da bop, doom, da bop.
All right, guys. See you later. Not you, Peppy.
Who are you talking to?
Mateo FaceTime.
Oh, I saw a little FaceTime action going on over there.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I was like, yo, I'm at work, bro.
Yeah, bro. Always blows my mind when my kids text me or FaceTime me when we're on the air. And I always get back to them and I go, on the air. And they come back and they go, oh, forgot. Really? Forgot?
Well, I mean, mine's a 6-year-old, so I think that one.
All right, we're going to give him a break.
Is a little bit. You can let him slide.
All right, we're going to let him slide.
Barely even knows how to tell time at this point.
All right. We'll give the kid a break.
Yeah, yours are now college age.
Yeah, they're young adults. They should know better.
Correct.
Because when they say, oh, I forgot, I go, well, how do you think you live your life?
Right.
Who pays for all this?
Right.
Me.
Including that big ass trip you just took.
Right. I'll be paying for that forever.
At least another several months.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No question about that.
The Lakers, how long will they be paying Cappy for their porous defense and just terrible roster construction and just all that stuff?
How long will they be paying for it? Yeah. I would estimate, this is just a guess here, I'd say probably about 10 years or so.
You think 10? That's a lot. I mean, come on.
15 years?
That seems absurd, too.
7 years?
A few.
5 years?
Maybe a few.
I mean, because here's the thing, George. Last night we're watching this game.
Yeah.
And you'd made a comment that, hey, the Heat will wind up coming back to you in the third quarter because that's kind of what they do. You would know better than me. I don't watch a lot of Miami Heat basketball, okay? But I also know that the Lakers don't exactly go on these offensive explosions in the third quarter. And, oh, by the way, this has been going on for the last few years where the third quarter is just, for whatever reason, they just come out and they look terrible. Miami never came back, as you predicted, meaning they never fell back to the Lakers. In fact, if anything, the opposite happened because Tyler Hero started knocking down 3-point shots from the logo, and bro couldn't miss. By the way, DeAndre, did you hear the way I just said that?
I did, yes.
Bro couldn't miss.
That's right.
Just kind of came right out like that, like just flowed right out of my mouth.
It was natural, man.
Right.
I liked it.
Yeah, and it sounded real, too. Like it sounded like I actually could say something like that, you know? George, how long will it be? How long are the Lakers in big trouble for now, given the circumstances of a first-time, first-year head coach who, yes, he's built a staff of guys that have experience, but you got to work your way out of this mess, and you may not have, in fact, you don't have the roster to do it.
They're in deep trouble, is what I would say. If you're listen, how about this? If your expectation was, which look, they are the Los Angeles Lakers. The expectation every year is supposed to be championship.
Stop.
The expectation. It doesn't mean you reach said expectation. It doesn't mean there aren't levels to success when you are a rational human being who can see what the roster is. However, fan is short for fanatic for a reason. The fan base expects championships as much as possible. So what I would say to you, if your expectation is a championship, it's going to be a while. However, if your expectation is the guy who's going to turn 40 in 23 days has to still be your best player, then you're also going to be in a really rough spot as a franchise, because I've been trying to tell you this now for 2+ years.
Tell me.
Where it's just not possible for him to bail them out night in and night out. He even had a good game yesterday, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the thing. Like, when people talk about aging in a sport like basketball, okay, aging to me is not the stat line or even his efficiency, right? Because he was incredibly efficient yesterday, put up a great stat line.
Let me guess what you're going to say.
Okay.
It's defensive play.
No, I was just going to say his overall ability to impact the game.
Okay.
Like, you said this a while ago. We talked about this last year. You could, even in as recent as 2020 when they won the title, you could say you could put LeBron out there with almost any group of players.
He can put him on his back.
And he can put him on his back, and he can help them be better, and you can be in the championship conversation. I think 2021 was probably the last of that, and it ended when he turned his ankle on Solomon Hill's leg. Because that was an injury that he probably should have missed a lot more time from, and he played through it, and he probably should have never played through it. And then Anthony Davis was hurt, whatever. I don't want to relitigate history. But nonetheless, the last 22, 23, and now 24 as we start, the third year of this is where you see aging. It's not about his ability to put up points and numbers and all that stuff, because he's certainly incredible. It's the impact he's got on other guys and making other guys around him better. There's only one guy, Cappy, in the entire sport that puts up a similar stat line to him, like a counting stats line of points, rebounds, and assists. It's Jokic. But in regards to how many assists, how many rebounds, how many points, it's basically him and Jokic in regards to a specific threshold that they're at. However, his efficiency is dipped some, and it resembles more 35-year-old James Harden than it does, 28 or 29-year-old Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it. And the other part, I'm going to have to book myself a limo.
Okay.
But
you're going to Terminal H?
Anthony Davis for the third show in a row. Anthony Davis, just nowhere to be found. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you're finally coming to this realization that Anthony Davis is a mortal human being. He is not a cheat code.
Well, he can be a cheat code.
No,
he definitely can be a cheat code.
Oh,
he
would you two stop with the cheat code nonsense?
He just chooses not to.
Okay,
Bam
Bam
Adebayo legit took him out of his game.
Okay, so
Anthony Davis did not get in the paint whatsoever. And even if he did, he was missing bunnies that he should have made. I don't know what's going on with him, but he has to figure out what funk he's in.
Well, then you know what, DeAndre? You may, if what you're saying is right, okay? And generally, I now believe that you know a little bit about ball, okay?
He is the host of Lakers Talk Daily.
That's right. You're right, he is.
Wait,
you know
people are calling in. Do you want to take calls
Sure,
today?
I'd love to.
Let's just do the screen list right now.
Let's do it.
Paul, is this you? Are you Paul?
Yes, I am.
Paul, What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, you're on the air, Paul. Go ahead.
We're not even letting you get screened.
Yeah,
what do
go
you
ahead.
want to say? Go
ahead, Paul.
I just wanted to go back up George's point. I think the stats is great, and he can get the stats, but he can't draw the double teams and suck the defense in anymore to make it easier on the rest of the players anymore. That's what I was saying.
Thank you, Paul.
You know what? I'll tell you, I'd make a comparison to a football game. Good job, Paul.
He agrees with me.
I know he does. You like him, huh? I would say I'll give you a comparison to a football team. If you have a young quarterback, or let's say you have an old quarterback, and you as a defensive coordinator do not believe that quarterback can beat you throwing the football, you say, okay, well, guess what? We don't believe it. So we'll load the box and we won't let you run on us.
Correct.
Now we're going to make you prove to us that you can throw against us, but we don't think you can. The point that Paul just makes that LeBron doesn't draw the double teams like he used to, if you're the other team, you go, let him get his points. Who cares? The other 4 guys can't do anything.
Mario.
Including Anthony Davis.
Mario, you're on the air. Go. Mario?
Mario lowered his radio, and now he doesn't realize he's on the air. Mario, you're on the air. You got 1 second. Come on.
Saman. Mario. Samano.
Bye, Mario. Bye,
Toast.
Mario.
Toast.
You see, this is what happens. This is why I don't take calls.
Then let's not.
This is why I don't take calls. I try, and then
or let Lindsay screen him.
Somebody's calling from Café Orgullo.
From where?
That's a good one just to take it cold.
Let me try one more time. Hello, Café Orgullo.
What's up?
Who's this, bro?
I got a little opinion about what's going on.
Who's this, bro?
It's Kenny. My name is Kenny, bro. First time caller.
Kenny, bro.
Why does it say Café Orgullo on my caller ID?
You know, that's my company.
Okay, what is your company?
Man? Yeah, I import coffee from Guatemala, from my family's farm. I actually just went through a rebranding, but I haven't gotten around to change the cell phone.
Oh, shout out to Café Orgullo then from Guatemala.
Yeah, man, gracias. Yeah, man, it's just honestly, I see no fear of losing. They don't have the I don't want to sound like a broken record, but like Kobe guys used to there being some accountability and a real dislike to lose. These guys are comfortable losing, and it seems like the last few games they're comfortable losing by a lot.
Well, except JJ.
And
JJ looks miserable already. Like he looks
does.
miserable.
It hurts his soul. You could tell he cares.
Yeah, he looks miserable. Shout out to Café Orgullo and Kenny. All right,
Kenny Bro.
Let's take Kenny Bro. Yeah, let's take a break, Cappy. People are calling. You can call today.
Good.
I may or may not take your call. But, Lindsay, put him on
I was
hold.
going to say, do you want me to screen him?
Yeah, screen them now.
Screen them a little bit.
I
Yeah.
may or may not take your call. We got, like, Oliver calling in. We got...
who else?
Cristo, Isaac.
Oh, Isaac.
Yeah.
That could be Dead Meow. That's his name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Take it and see if it's him.
Wow,
That's
you know his
Dead
government
Meow's
name, Lindsay?
Wow, that's Dead
Well,
Meow's name is
impressive.
Isaac?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think Chris might have told me that. Or maybe it was Crypto Ray.
No. Anyway, all right, Cappy, I'm going to give you... Look, here's the thing. If you are the Lakers, you could be fooling yourself because the numbers don't lie, okay? Because if you don't believe in the numbers, JJ says we're going to believe in the math, we're going to believe in the numbers. The numbers don't lie. I'll explain what that means coming up next. But first, Cappy, tell us about your friends at Amazon.
Yeah, let me talk about Amazon for a quick second. So tonight, is everybody watching Thursday Night Football? Of course, we're going to be watching that on Amazon. And you're ordering your holiday gifts on Amazon because more people, I think, now shop online than shop in store. So Amazon is a daily part of our life. But let's talk about what Amazon Pickup is. Amazon Pickup allows you to send your orders to a secure pickup location rather than your packages being delivered to your house or your apartment. They go to a secure pickup location like an Amazon locker or a counter. And you can then pick up the packages when it's most convenient for you. You're going to get a confirmation email. Hey, man. Your packages are here. They're ready to go. Come pick them up. And this is really great for this time of year because I don't know about the rest of you guys, between work and closing out the end of the year and holiday parties that you're likely to go to or commitments of things that are happening at this time of the year, you're going to be busier than ever before. You're not going to be home when your packages are delivered. So why not use Amazon Pickup? It's a secure and convenient delivery solution to pick up your Amazon packages at no additional cost. So here's how you find out more information. Amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com. And remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
With Hogue, learn more at HogueOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
The season of savings is on, and George Chevrolet is bringing you the best offers to help you drive into the holidays in style. That's right, George Chevrolet, your 6-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, is dedicated to earning your business by saving you money. Shop from their wide inventory of the latest Chevy models, like the redesigned Chevy Traverse, the all-electric Chevy Blazer EV and Equinox EV, Silverado, Trax, and more. Visit George Chevrolet off the 91 Freeway, Lakewood Exit in Bellflower, or online at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Stand up! Stand up, Cappy!
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see the Lakers stand up on Friday.
Against Atlanta, down in the dirty.
Atlanta. No, you cannot get that directly. You must change in Atlanta.
Cappy.
Yes, sir.
There's some troublesome numbers here.
Okay, let me hear them.
Here, I don't know what the expectation was. And look, I think LeBron saying he wanted to play 82, I get it. I'll tell you this. It's noble in the era of guys don't want to play basketball.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is.
in the load management era, to have a guy who's about to be 40, who's just coming off winning another gold medal, for him to tell the world, my goal is to play all 82, that's admirable. I'm with you.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I would also say that fans want to see LeBron James still, okay? Because they know it's close to the end already.
This isn't what you're saying. I'm going to pause for 1 second and say this. I'm coming back to precisely what you're saying. So go ahead, because fans want to see LeBron James. I will come back to that. Keep going.
Okay. What I would say, though, is this. If you're the Lakers, and I said this the other day with you on Tuesday, I said you got to choose a path. Okay, and maybe they've already chosen, and they don't want to just say the quiet part out loud. But the path is either you augment this team to make it at least a team that defensively can compete, because it's clearly not capable of competing the way it's currently set up. Or, and by the way, that doesn't mean you need to trade a ton of picks to get a couple guys who could defend. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like rotation players here.
You mean guys like, I don't know, like Gabe Vincent and like, I don't know, Jared Vanderbilt,
so
guys like that?
You're gonna get me to where I want to go. So stand by.
All right.
So either that, or you just say, no, this is the path that we've charted, and we want to see where this goes. And it's not an easy place because I've told you the fans expect the championship. Because that's the unreasonable nature of who they are when you've won that many championships. And then the other part of it is this: if you look at some of these moves, okay, Jared Vanderbilt, that contract doesn't look good right now. He can't even get on the floor.
Nope.
The Gabe Vincent contract also hurt all last year.
Terrible.
Even when he's been back this year, has not looked good, okay?
Horrible.
So you've now whiffed on that. You know what I mean? Like, you've given Max Christie a contract, and it so far not paying dividends. Maybe he does down the road.
Hey, more. How about Rui?
Rui Hachimura, I would say, at best, has been okay at times.
Okay. Well, but you didn't pay him to be okay. You paid him because you thought he was getting better.
You thought he was going to be part of the core of what you wanted to build. And, I'll give them credit on Austin. They signed Austin to a smart deal. But it's why I've told you, the only thing on their roster that people want to make a move, if they want to make a move, is Austin Reeves. And I get why they wouldn't want to move off Austin Reeves because he makes $12.5 million, and he outperforms that contract. But I don't know what path they want to chart. But I will tell you this, you can't chart the path of LeBron being your best player anymore.
Right.
Because he is not capable of doing that night in and night out on both ends of the floor. And the biggest indicator from a number standpoint that's the case, of his entire shot profile, okay, only 5.5% of all his shots are dunks, okay?
You say only?
5.5% of his shots are dunks.
Yeah.
That is an unbelievably low number for someone like him, okay? So they're not getting out in transition to get him easy buckets. He clearly is no longer at the level where, and of course he wouldn't be. He's going to be 40 in 23 days, where he could just turn the corner on everybody. You know what I mean? He could still get around some guys, but not like he could 3 years ago even. So you're relying on him way too much. But, okay, so you're fooling yourself if that's what you think he's supposed to be, this savior still at this stage. The other number that I think is telling, he's only getting 4.5 free throw attempts a game. So that's another number that shows where he is at this stage of his life. So Anthony Davis either needs to play like he was playing the first 10 or 12 games every night, or they have no chance with this particular roster.
Okay, very well said. Very, very well said. So now you've gone into some statistical analysis, okay? And I'm going to not...
Excellent phrasing by you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to give you a different perspective. Okay, because you ask a good question. Is this the course that they've charted? Or are they going to do something about this? And I'm going to just rehash a couple of things here because there's a championship expectation, which, by the way, I'm going to say I don't believe that anymore. Okay, so here goes, George. The Lakers are a lot like the Raiders. Just soak that in for a quick second, okay? Because the Raiders don't have a quarterback, right? The Lakers don't have a quarterback.
I thought you were also going to reference like the ownership situation of father to son and father to child.
Those can all be things that you can equate as I'm making this comparison between the Raiders and the Lakers. Look, the Raiders don't have a quarterback. I will ask you this question. Do the Lakers have a quarterback?
No, not right now.
Because here's the thing. If the Lakers do have a quarterback, you know who their quarterback is?
You know this is like Tom Brady that last year in Tampa where you were trying to say he was really good still even though he put up big numbers and they were 8-9. Like that's the equivalent.
Well, I would give you this equivalent. You ready? If the Lakers have a quarterback and if the quarterback is LeBron James, you know who LeBron James is right now?
Who?
He's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's not crazy.
Okay, so
I think that's crazy. I think all that Aaron Rodgers encompasses is a little far.
Well, he's talking about the output.
Right.
I don't think he's that bad.
Aaron Rodgers is worse, but it's in the ballpark. I don't think it's like insane to say that.
Baseball, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm trying to get at is this. When you have a guy who's 40 years old and your entire organization is depending on him because of what he used to be 3 or 4 years ago, in your mind, you can't get over this notion that he's not who he once was.
I'll take Tom Brady in his final season, but not Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, well, here, listen. I'll give you a different example. You ready? Here's a different example.
How about you just tell us your point and don't worry about the example?
Here's my point.
Yeah.
My point is that the Lakers as an organization are not committed currently to winning a championship. What they are committed to is being in the entertainment industry. You said it very well. In this whole soliloquy you just gave us, you made a great point. People want to see LeBron James play because we're coming to the end, right? Well, that doesn't just mean Miami fans or Atlanta fans or, Minnesota fans. Even Laker fans want to watch LeBron James because there is a finite amount of time remaining on his career. And because of that, the Lakers are in the entertainment industry. They're not in the pursuit of championship industry.
All right, let's go to Fonz, who's tired of me. Fonz, why are you tired of me?
Tell him, Fonz.
Cappy.
Yo.
Sedano.
Fonz.
When are we going to start pointing the finger at LeBron?
Wait.
Holding him accountable. He's old. Like, we play old man basketball in this era. That doesn't work no more. Old man basketball stats.
Yeah.
Yes, Joker
Fonz,
is the same. But
what did I?
was a stat guy. Where did that get him?
Fonz. Hold on, Fonz. Hey, yeah, I got that. Fonz, what did I just say? Literally the last 2 segments.
LeBron's the best player.
You're not saying that.
I
You're
just
saying
said
that.
I have been saying for 2 years that he can't carry this burden anymore. That it's absurd
Tell
to
him,
have a
Fonz.
39-year-old guy do this.
How his stats are Joker stats.
No. What I said was
no.
No.
Where did that get him? Nowhere.
Buddy,
of course.
buddy, you got to listen. You got to listen to the whole thing, though. When I said the only person that has those types of numbers are Jokic, except he's not doing it at Jokic's efficiency. It's more like 35-year-old James Harden's efficiency. So that's not me equating him to Jokic. It's me saying he's not as good as Jokic.
And you're always praising LeBron.
I just told you
LeBron is a bad guy.
Get him,
but
Fonz.
Fonz, I just told you for 30 minutes, and I've been telling you for 2 freaking years, oye, clean the earwax, bro. I've been telling you for two segments. Do you need some Q-tips? Coño, to help you, I'll buy some for you.
Necesitan Q-tips, Fonzie?
Sedano, listen. Cappy calls you out on you praising LeBron. The whole show calls you out on praising LeBron so much.
And my consistent message is the Lakers have absolutely been fooling themselves if they think that 38, 39, and now 40-year-old LeBron is going to lead them to a championship.
And one more thing. We have to adapt to the way LeBron plays. Old, and we can. This NBA is fast. Like, we just can't play.
Yeah, you said that already. I got you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, we were on reruns now, but I appreciate Fonz. I appreciate it. He already said they started the conversation that way. Hey.
Good call, Fonzie. Good call. Get him.
But I literally just spent the first 30 minutes of the show saying LeBron is too old.
Well,
do this.
Here's the thing. I'll give you this final thought. I know we want to hit this break. Listen, if LeBron James is too old, okay, and if LeBron James
too
can
old
no
to be
longer,
the guy,
right, okay, that's exactly right, George. Too old to be the guy, right? So then the question becomes: is Anthony Davis good enough to be the guy? That's number one. And if you don't think he is, which I don't think he is, then here's what the Lakers needed all along. And by the way, you talk about fooling yourself. I've been fooling myself.
Tell us on the other side.
I can do that.
All right, now tell us about Real Father's Rights.
Yeah, Real Father's Rights. Let me talk about this for a second. Real Father's Rights, Mark Real is the lead attorney at Real Father's Rights. And I want everybody to get real, as in REEL. Let's get real when we talk about family law. And you want to get real? Okay, let's get real. And by the way, this is my own personal experience. So ladies, take it for what it's worth, okay? But I will just tell you this, that the family law system, it seems like overwhelmingly favors the lady over the guy when it comes to divorce, when it comes to money, when it comes to child custody issues, and the list goes on and on. Let me tell you this right now. If you're going through a divorce, if you've already been through a divorce and it's still messy and there's problems in the aftermath, Mark Real and the team at Real Father's Rights, we are here to help you because Real Father's Rights are experts in how to navigate the family court system so that, fellas, you get the happiness and the justice you deserve. If you have this issue, these are the go-to guys. 323-870-1611. 323-870-1611. Real Father's Rights. REEL. RealFathersRights.com/710. Real Father's Rights. The Father's Rights.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park, party, and play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
You have him in your top 5. Without a doubt, he always lands at 3.
3.
The third best player ever in the history of the game.
Okay.
Yes. Jordan, somebody else, him.
That's fine. If you had him at the top, that's also fine.
That's what I'm saying.
If you had him at number 2, that's also fine.
I don't prefer his game. It does not make me go, wow. It's a big dude that uses power moves, right?
Yeah.
Kobe was more artistic.
Yeah.
That is what I like to watch.
Sure.
But I have come around. I like LeBron James. I like everything he does on the floor.
This is recent to come around to LeBron?
Yes.
Yeah.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and if you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a great cash offer with no need for repairs. They buy it as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close within days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving costs and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text LION to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text LION to 321321. That's LION to 321321.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, Kung Fu Fighting, Cappy.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
That's what's happening in my Twitter mentions right now.
Oh, dude, you
After
Twitter
Fonz.
mentions. Hey, listen, you know what's happening on the YouTube live chat right now?
What's happening?
They're trying to decide who's who from the old school Happy Days cast. They've got you as Potsy, and they've got me as Ralph Mouth.
Wow, look at that.
Bing, buckadoom, tickadoom,
Neither are necessarily like, endorsements.
No, I'd rather be Richie Cunningham.
Right.
You know?
My name is Richie Cunningham, and this is my wife, Oprah.
Ding, tickadoom, tickading,
Christopher is here.
Oh, nice.
On the other side of the glass. He looks miserable.
Why?
I mean, who knows with him?
What's the problem?
He's tired.
He's tired, he says. Get
Oh,
some
really?
coffee.
He's usually exhausted.
Yeah.
Guy is overworked.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy just takes on so much.
He does.
He can't delegate. He
It's my
doesn't have
fault.
anybody to delegate to. It is 100% your fault.
Yeah.
Or at least he blames you.
He does blame me.
You know? Used to give you credit. Now he blames you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like half and half.
Mhm.
You know, like sometimes there's credit, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
So, hello, Christopher. Yachtly Crew, LAFC. I like that LAFC jacket you're wearing. That's very nice. I wish I had one of those. Oh, okay.
Oh, really? You went to the merch shop and bought it yourself, huh?
I will buy it. I am not opposed to buying things, unlike Cappy.
I did buy some things recently, though. I will admit, I bought some merch.
bought your-
Buy some things.
You bought your children some joints in Amsterdam.
That is true. I did. I did. We were smoking 2 at a time.
Yeah.
That is true. I did not go cheap on the doobies in Amsterdam. That is true.
Cap, I just spent hours defending you.
To who?
And now you're going to rip me?
Rip you for what?
To my fellow executive team, if you will.
Okay, and what happened?
Well, I won.
You did?
Yeah,
well,
but the
don't
one
you
thing is
usually?
you're gonna have to get tighter on these live reads, though.
Okay, how
He
much
went to the
tighter?
mattresses for you, Cappy.
Well, the last one was at 30, and I looked up at the counter. You did a minute 15.
Oh, I didn't know it was a 30.
It says it on the log.
Let me see.
It says it on the rundown. They all have the times next to them.
So we'll take a look here.
We're going to start putting music.
Listen, Cappy's just happy because he had a name tag over at the LAPC today.
I looked. Well, I didn't have one, but I
Yeah.
walked by that table because we were over there, a bunch of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to stick to these times. That's the one caveat in 2025.
Well, I will say this.
So we're going to implement music beds.
That's fine.
And when the music bed's up, we go to break.
That's
Okay,
it. They're
that's
going to
fine.
cut us off.
Yeah, cut us off. I'll be in the middle. I'll be like, and Mark Real, another thing about Real Fathers. Right.
It'll go to a promo.
Right.
Are you okay, Christopher?
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
You know,
Why?
those 6-hour meetings, they're long.
6 hours?
6
Well,
hours.
what are you guys meeting for
Who's
6
in that
hours
meeting?
for? Like, seriously.
This was Tommy Lamb, myself, Nick Riley, and Deshay.
Okay.
Oy vey.
I mean, what did Nick Riley and Deshay do around here?
Well, Nick is the digital sales manager for the
Okay.
Western region.
Okay.
and
The
Deshay is
Western region?
Yeah, he oversees.
We have a
Phoenix.
Western region?
Yeah.
Is that just us?
No.
Oh.
Because we have digital offices.
I was going to say, that sounds a lot bigger than it could be. I didn't-
Phoenix, Seattle, Denver.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Huh. Seattle?
Yeah.
Wow.
Denver.
Denver even?
Western region.
Then Deshay
Look at
oversees
that.
play-by-play sales.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. He does that.
So
Okay,
there you
and
go.
did you yell at these guys for the last 6 hours?
No, there was a lot of mutual yelling.
Okay, so they were yelling at you.
Yeah, there was. Everybody yelled at each other, but
Okay.
not a lot of yelling. We're an understanding team. I got yelled at by Sam Pines this morning at 6 a.m.
Oh, Sam
It's
Pines
6
loves to
a.m.
yell at you.
6 a.m., that's late for Sam to yell at you.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Anything else you got for us?
Well,
I mean, there was no open today.
no open. No, I was over at the meeting.
Yeah.
But that's why we have the generic. Remember, you wanted the generic.
Yeah.
For days like this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the generic helps because it's like 6 hours long, like your meeting.
Well, we have the drops.
I love it. I like it. I
Chris-
do. Why are you looking at me that way?
Yeah.
why?
Yes, Cap.
Chris, given that you're rocking that Yachtly Crew hat,
Yes.
and Yachtly Crew is playing at the Whiskey on Thursday the 19th,
Correct.
are you? Have you made your plans yet for New Year's Eve?
I'm not going to their New Year's Eve show because we're going to the December 28th show in Vegas.
Okay, so will you be in town on New Year's Eve?
Probably, but I'm not a big New Year's Eve guy anymore. Like, we'll
Okay.
make dinner, we'll chill.
Yeah, that's like amateur hour.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting that it's not amateur hour. However,
I'm not going to spend New Year's Eve with you and Rachel.
Why not?
At a Yachtly Crew concert. Because
Why
you're going
not?
to drop acid and stuff.
we're not going to drop acid at a Yachtly Crew concert.
And then about 3 a.m. at your house, DeAndre's going to come out in like a gimp outfit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
not doing
right.
all that.
You hear that, DeAndre?
I hear that, yeah.
Rachel all night's going to be like, where's young D?
Yeah. Somebody go down and get the gimp. You know? Let
Wait,
him out.
Young D,
And
have
by
you
the way,
ever
if
met
you're
Rachel?
if
Have
you're
you met her?
No, I have not, no.
If you're listening and you don't get that reference, it's a Pulp Fiction
Yeah,
reference.
go
so.
see Pulp Fiction, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Well,
When are you going to give? So JJ's just cleaning all this, right?
Of course he is.
Okay.
well, I don't know. I don't know if he's clean or not, but there's really nothing he can do. Like I tried to tell you guys last year with Darvin Ham, like there's only so much you can do from that position. Like fans love to believe in the fable of coaching makes a difference night in and night. It in some small doses it does, but you also need talent to make that happen. Because you know what? When Phil Jackson had Smush Parker, he didn't win no championships. All right? So at the end of the day, you got to have talent.
Because you've trained Lindsay well. Because Lindsay and I were running USC basketball last night. I was training her.
Yeah.
And I brought up the JJ once we saw the final score. And I said, well, JJ, I mean, she went on a 2-minute rant. You have trained her well. She stuck Chewy on me. He bit me.
No way.
Into the Schwanz.
Where'd
He
he-
would
where'd he bitch you?
never.
Yeah.
In fact, you want me to show them in the group text the picture of Chewy and you sitting in the chair together like your best lifelong
Aw,
friends?
Like Chewy's like a little rabbit.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy with the rabbit stuff.
Well, I'm just saying that you love rabbits now, and Chewy's like the size of a rabbit.
I love one rabbit. No, he's a thick rabbit. He's a big boy.
He's a thick rabbit.
He's a thick boy.
Yeah.
No, but you've trained her well. She defended JJ.
I said it's not like he's, I said the only way, like you're putting him in a no-win situation here, kind of, because the expectations for this team are so high that unless you hire somebody like Tyronn Lue, like in that caliber where they're experienced, they're former players.
Yeah, but I don't even think those guys are doing anything with this
Why are
roster.
the expectations so high, though?
You're right, but I'm just saying, like,
Well,
is
that's a
not
different conversation.
Yeah,
This is a
he's
different
not in a great
conversation.
situation.
Why are they?
But here's where I get back to the JJ thing, if you want to go down that road for just a moment.
Sure.
This is, and Young D, I want you in this. These are professional basketball players.
Yes.
They can't be motivated to not lose by 41 points? Are the Heat that much better of a team?
I don't think that it's about motivation, though. Like, I mean, you played basketball. I don't think at some point you have to have some personal pride, which is what he's trying to stoke there.
Literally, they went out there and they don't play hard. And then that's been the storyline of these past 4 or 5 games. Is that they don't play hard. It started with that Orlando Magic game. It started with the Denver Nuggets in that second half.
Orlando.
They don't play hard. And J.J. Redick is doing all these things to put him in the right spaces, in the right setting, in offense and defensively. I mean, for the Lakers literally had to switch to a 2-3 zone. I don't think that's going to work when the way the Heat were
Tyler
shooting last
Hero's
night.
hitting shots from the logo, and you're I mean, there was nothing. He literally threw the kitchen sink yesterday.
And then they switched to the 2-3 zone.
So are they not listening to him?
It's not about listening.
It's not about listening. It's you got to go out there and execute as a player.
You buy this nonsense, this mumbo jumbo of win one for the Gipper. No, that doesn't work if you don't have talent. Again,
then
Phil
why would
Jackson
the
won
expectations be so high?
45 games with Smush Parker. Now, that in essence, I actually think you can make the case that was one of Phil Jackson's better coaching jobs, winning with a team that had Smush Parker on it to win 45 games. But he didn't win a championship, and they were nowhere near a championship that year because of it.
What would happen if your guy, Pat Riley, lost by 41 points?
Pat Riley lost by 44 points on ring night
and
one time.
And what happened?
Yeah, and you know what ended up? It sent him to retirement later in that year.
Yeah.
So
again, to Cappy's point, why were the expectations so high?
Why?
Because they're the Lakers.
But
he's the king.
The expectations are high because the way J.J. Redick is a basketball-minded player. He played in the NBA for a certain amount of years, right? So he comes in, he knows the game, and so when you have a guy like that coming in who understands the game of basketball and understands how this new age,
head coach.
But he played the game, Cap.
But he never coached.
But
This
he
is my
knows
argument.
the game. He knows the game.
He knows ball.
He knows ball. You don't know ball, and you definitely don't know ball.
He doesn't know how to coach, apparently.
You know what?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's
I'm
ridiculous. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Why?
You literally have no idea what you're talking about.
He's never coached. Is that okay to give him a pass?
It's not about whether he's never coached or not. Did he know how to coach when they were 10-4?
Yeah, but LeBron
you didn't have any issues then.
LeBron wasn't tired yet. Now he's tired.
That boils back to exactly what I was saying. We got to go because McMenamin's going to join us, and then Wendy's going to stop in, and you can talk Columbo with him if you want.
McMenamin. Oh, Dave, what are we going to do, Dave?
Dave was in the middle of all that yesterday.
Well, it was funny.
So,
JJ,
you need talent, my guy.
Oh, my guy. Oh, when you start calling people my guy, that's
whatever
bad.
you said. I agree 100%, 1,000%.
Thank you. All right, let's talk to McMenamin about that and more, and we'll get to the calls later.
All right.
But Prize Picks first. See, we're late to the freaking Prize Picks.
You guys better not make this a 2-minute read.
Well,
All right, here
if
goes.
you weren't
Here
in here,
goes.
it would be.
All right, here goes. 60 seconds. You ready?
Right.
Here
Cappy,
goes.
here's the deal. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y, okay? Your first $5 play on Prize Picks will get you a $50 bonus. Just as simple as that. Just to play $5, okay? It's as simple as more or less. There's a statistical line for each individual player in a ton of sports, okay? For example, LeBron yesterday, let's say points was 23.5. You go more, you go less. And it's the place to get sports action in the state of California.
How much more time do I have, D?
30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. Here goes. Tonight, I've got Josh Jacobs for the Packers for more than 73.5 rushing yards. I've got Jordan Love for more than 252.5 passing yards. I've got Jared Goff for more than 245.5 passing yards. And I've got David Montgomery for more than 60.5 rushing yards. George, I'm going more. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. How we doing on time?
Run your game. Prize Picks.
63 seconds. Not bad. Not bad. Go ahead.
McMenamin.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to Amazon.com/pickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/pickupMVP.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
What you need to know is that Dave McMenamin is on the line, and since we're late, we don't have what you need to know, so that's what you need to know.
Wow.
I mean, that's what I need to know is
That's
that Dave
good
is
need to
here.
know.
So, Dave, where are you now? Are you in Atlanta yet? Or are you still, did you go to Club Live last night? What did you do? What are you doing right now?
Yeah, no club for me. Actually, the timing of the NBA schedule opened up for me to spend the day in Miami, do some reporting on a story I'm working on, and I'm currently on my way to Hollywood, Florida for an evening with Larry David, who's doing a little stand-up tour now that Curb is off the air.
Is that at Seminole Hard Rock Casino or whatever?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Really nice.
That
hey,
sounds
listen,
fun.
That's cool. Hey, I give it up to Larry David. I think he's 76, 77 years old and still out there doing it. That's cool. Good for him.
Yeah, he's the best. So I'm looking forward to it. But I have been dealing with Art Basel traffic, insanity.
Yeah. Don't miss that.
It's rough out there, dude. I'll tell you, LA's not the only city in America that's got gridlock traffic. Miami's pretty bad, too.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so, Dave, let's get back to last night. Complete disaster. There's no way to describe it, right? So my question is this. What is the Lakers' path here, okay? Because they're not good. That roster's not good. They were 10. I know they were 10-4, but to rely on LeBron at 40 years old in 23 days and Anthony Davis not giving you the consistent effort we saw already earlier in the season, for him to have a lag now is already kind of mind-boggling. So, what is the path for this team?
I mean, they are terrible right now. To suggest that on a whole they can't be good with this roster is a pretty short memory that you have there. I mean, 2 weeks ago, they were 2 free throws away from being 11-4.
Yeah, but their defense stinks.
Okay, sure. There's a lot of teams that defense stinks. Here's the deal, right? First of all, let's start with currently on this road trip, why they look so bad. Austin Reeves isn't in the lineup. He is a vitally important player for this team. We talk about compare this team to last year. Oh, well, hey, LeBron and AD, they're healthy just like last year. And it's not getting it done. Well, Austin Reeves didn't miss a single game last year. And so if he's not on the court, what does that do? It puts the ball back in LeBron's hands for a higher usage rate, which is making him show his age, which they were able to intentionally guard against for the first 15 games of the season because you had Austin Reeves and because you had a system that wasn't predicated on LeBron hunting mismatches on the pick and roll. That hasn't been the case because they haven't had the personnel. So that's the first thing. They're getting killed on the boards. Well, okay, sure, Anthony Davis hasn't played his best. Both of their backup centers in Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood are injured. Okay, defense. Their best perimeter defender hasn't suited up yet this season in Jared Vanderbilt and isn't going to suit up for at least another month until early January. So all of those things are people on the roster that could help this team. Now you say, okay, are you just going to sit back and let this season get out of your hands? No, you can't do that. At the same time, do we really believe that when they are coming from a position of panic, they're going to get a decent deal anywhere in the league without being bent over someone's leg to try to get those 2 future first-round picks procured from them in any trade discussions. Of course they won't. So you just got to right the ship before you start hitting the panic button.
Yeah, Dave, after the game, Trudell was asking a question to LeBron about, this was not the outcome you wanted, obviously, et cetera. And LeBron, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, look, I don't really know how to fix it other than to work, but everybody's going to want to come out and compete. And he, to me, as I was listening to it, he was intimating, you may have been standing right there and heard all of this, he was intimating that some people on the floor last night were not there to compete. Now, I guess if it were me, big mouth like myself, I would have been like who? Like when you say that, but
that's very Larry David of you, actually.
Right,
yes.
Dave. Did you get the sense perhaps last night from LeBron that he was saying not everybody showed up to truly compete?
Yes, but he put it on all the players. I don't think there was some veiled shot where we were supposed to read through those comments and say, well, he's actually talking about player X or player Y. Certainly, any of us who watched the game or watched the clips that have been circulating from the game can see Rui Hachimura stand still on the perimeter, not doing anything, getting blown by. Well, that doesn't look like a player competing. But at the same time, LeBron knows there's clips of him from, a couple games ago doing the same thing in Phoenix. So, I don't think there's any sense of trying to say it's this player who is wrong right now and this player who is right. As a collective, this group is just dreadful right now, and they got to figure something out quick because 2 more bad weeks, and now all of a sudden you're not talking about being a play-in tournament. You're talking about being a lottery team.
Wow.
All right. So you think Austin Reeves comes back and they are, at least you're saying, more competitive. You're not saying he's like the fix, but you're saying that they are at least a more viable team at that point.
Yeah, because that's the way this team was designed, right? Like they only had these pieces when J.J. Redick got a hold of them and tried to conceptualize how he can get the best out of this group. And Austin Reeves is a huge part of that plan. And, it's not like we're talking about a scrub here. He's a 17-point-per-game scorer on high efficiency numbers who also is a playmaker. And it also puts LeBron in better position to use his energy in ways where it's not a constant need to be exerting energy trying to start all of the offense. And, certainly Austin Reeves will be a big help, but yeah, they're not getting him in Atlanta. It's going to be his 4th straight missed game, the entire road trip. No Austin Reeves. You hope, based on what we saw at shoot-around yesterday, that he could be on the court come Sunday against the Blazers, but that's still TBD. So, you got to start looking about, we got to come out with the requisite energy to make it a game in the first half in Atlanta, and then let's see what we can deal with the second half part, because they didn't even get to the second half in Miami last night. It was basically the last 2 nights in Minnesota and Miami. It was basically 1 quarter of decent basketball and then just complete mockery the final 3 quarters.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, one thing that JJ talked about last night was there's something that's being lost in translation. He used that phrase, right? And I just wonder, J.J. Redick supposedly a very brainy basketball man, and LeBron is also supposed to be super smart when it comes to the game. Here's a question for you. Is everybody else able to keep up? When he says there's something lost in translation, is he putting something up on a whiteboard and half the guys on the floor are like, we don't know what he's talking about? What do you make of that?
Yeah, that was surprising to me. I mean, he said they looked at their film from their last home game before the trip, and they messed up a couple out-of-timeout plays, like ATOs. They just didn't run what he had just worked up on the clipboard. Then he said they were reviewing film from the Minnesota game. He said there's 7 or 8 plays, I should say, that they completely didn't run right. And then I asked him yesterday about the perimeter defense that allowed Tyler Hero to make 7 threes in the third quarter in Miami to tie a franchise record with 24 made threes. And he said, we're not executing our base level coverages, like not specific catered coverages that we're changing game to game to scheme as we go through, the opponent that we're facing. This is just like, this is our vitamins. This is like what we've been preaching since not even training camp, since the summertime. I asked LeBron about that, and he said, like, there's no excuse for not understanding what we're doing. And that's, I think, why LeBron absolved J.J. Redick and the coaching staff last night. The players got to know what they're doing. These professional basketball players in the best league in the world, they got to know what they're doing. And, I mean, the eye test is pretty easy to see, with some of this execution stuff, what's not getting done.
Dave McMenamin does a phenomenal job covering the NBA and the Los Angeles Lakers. Go enjoy Larry David, man. Be careful with the traffic.
Yeah, I can hear the beeping.
People drive there like maniacs. Trust me when I tell you that.
All right, thanks, guys.
See ya.
McMenamin.
There he is, Dave McMenamin.
I was surprised when J.J. Redick said that, George. I don't know if you caught that last night.
I did, yeah.
But it made me think, as an outsider, okay, it made me think to myself, is he saying that because they don't have enough practice time, because now they're in season, and because he's drawing stuff up and everybody has to digest it and absorb it, that maybe the only guy that really understands the language that he's speaking is LeBron and everybody else doesn't?
BBNs.
What does that mean?
You called them, right? Brainy basketball? Something? What did you call him? Brainy basketball?
He's a brainy basketball freaking guy. FG.
Was it a guy?
I don't know.
I thought you said something with an N. That's why.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway.
Look at the big brain on
brainy
JJ.
Basketball nerd? Is that what you said?
I didn't use the word nerd, though, I
No?
don't think. But nerd would work in a BBN.
Yeah, JJ. Yeah, I swear, I could have sworn you. Go back and listen to what Cappy said when he
I
when he
called
asked
him a
that
brainy
question.
bat, and you were giggling like
I was,
Yeah,
because
you're
I
like-
was going to make the comment of BB whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it was. I could have sworn you used, like, a word with an N. But anyway, it could be with a G.
I don't know what I say.
Anyway, I know what I'm talking about, though. When it comes to getting into an action, you need to call Jacob right away at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. He was in here earlier playing Game of Games. Here's what you're wondering, all right? What are some of the advantages of hiring our guy like Jacob? Well, it's very simple. First of all, you're hiring someone with over 25 years of experience. But maybe the simplest answer is Jacob and his team will hold your hand throughout the entire process. Man, it's a lot. Jacob will handle everything from the phone calls with the rental car, getting your car fixed, finding the doctor in your area, and then they'll deal with the insurance company on your behalf. And Jacob can immediately get you the medical attention you deserve. So when you get into an accident, just call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. And 25 years plus of experience, man, he's got the reputation and the clout to get you the compensation you deserve. So if you're injured in an accident, there's only one name to remember. It's Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. Guys, you want an attorney who's respected? We'll call Jacob because he's the real deal. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online and call Jacob.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Aired by the California Broadcasters.
Going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, you've inherited a home, or you're just ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Inspired by Southern California's laid-back yet active lifestyle, Travis Mathew creates premium men's and women's apparel designed to make you look and feel your best no matter the activity. Now, Travis Mathew brings that same style to USC fans with their first ever collegiate collaboration. Designed with the iconic cardinal and gold, this collection carries the tradition and legacy of USC. Gear up for game days and style. New customers get 20% off their first order with code 710 at travismathew.com. That's code 710. Offer valid online only.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Since 1949, Norm's has been serving up great food and great value. Celebrate 75 years with our anniversary menu starting at $7.99. Enjoy delicious classics like the country sausage biscuit breakfast, double cut pork chop dinner, and T-bone steak trio. Norm's, where life happens.
You're busy enough this season without having to get up on a ladder to clean out your gutters. Whether you're tired of unclogging gutters or don't even know what your gutters look like, it's time for a permanent solution you can depend on with Leaf Filter. For the holidays, don't miss your last chance to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters during Leaf Filter's most anticipated sale of the year at leaffilter.com/amber. Clogged gutters aren't just a nuisance. They can cause extensive problems like flooding, roof damage, rotting siding, foundation issues, and more. Leaf Filter uses award-winning patented technology to keep out everything but water. Call today to schedule your free gutter inspection and get a no-obligation free estimate. And don't miss out on your last chance of the year to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection at leaffilter.com/amber. That's their lowest price of the year, up to 35% off at leaffilter.com/amber. See representative for warranty details.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Really? You haven't? Oh, my B.
Yeah. My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
So, DeAndre, you listened to it. What is it that Cappy said?
He said, JJ Redick is some sort of brainy basketball man.
Brainy basketball man. So, BBM. That's what it was. I was close.
He's a brainy basketball man.
Yeah. So, that's what it was. That's what made me giggle. When you say
he's a brainy basketball man is what he is. JJ Redick supposedly a very brainy basketball man. That's what he is. He's a brainy basketball man is what he is. And some of them other fools on that team are a bunch of non-brainy basketball men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what? Well, let me just say one thing because I wrote this note down.
By the way, thank you to McMenamin for stopping by.
Great job.
By the way, Wendy may stop by in the 5 o'clock hour.
Wendy's supposed to be in the studio. Had I known Wendy was going to be in studio,
yeah,
I'd have changed my entire schedule. You know, I have a man crush on Brian
Well,
Windhorst.
Lindsay and DeAndre found me in my lair over there in the TV building, and then I guess they ran into Wendy too. So, yeah.
I wrote this down, though. You know, the Lakers...
We got your name tag, by the way.
Hey, I appreciate that. I heard I got my own ESPN name tag. When I go to Disneyland this year, you know, it's become a tradition for me and my kids to all go to Disneyland on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
When I go to Disneyland this year on Christmas Eve, I'm wearing my name tag. Okay. I want every employee at Disneyland to know I'm with you, all right? I'm one of yous.
Yeah, so Cap...
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day back in the bullpen. You know when you go to Disney and like you use your badge for like a discount at like food or whatever?
Yeah. Right.
How many times do people ask you, where do you make your magic?
Oh, that.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the phrase
And DeAndre was like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
He had no idea what they were talking about.
I finally utilized my perks, so I went over there to Disneyland, and then the guy was like, oh, nice. Like, you know, where do you make your magic? And I was like,
What?
DeAndre,
I did the same thing.
Was there a part of you that was like, yo, bro, in the bedroom, where you think
I'm like, hey,
that's private, dog.
I don't know if you asked me that, man. To begin, like, where do you make your magic? And then I was like, I'm assuming you're asking about my occupation. So, I work at ESPN. He's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, right on. Well, but let me just say this, George.
Yeah.
You asked this question earlier today.
Yes.
About have the Lakers...
So, McMenamin, by the way, a much more rosier picture.
Right. Well, because McMenamin says, look, when you don't have Austin Reeves, that puts a lot more pressure on LeBron to do a lot of other stuff.
And by the way, it also means they don't trust D'Angelo Russell at all to handle the ball.
Well,
right? I mean, that's what I'm reading, too. I didn't ask him that, but I wish I would have had the time to follow up on that. But that's how I interpret that. Not that I'm trying to put words in Dave's mouth. These are my words now.
But it just goes back to,
By the way, I love that D does the Sedano side. He's got his own side, the DeAndre side.
That's right. Why did you sigh like that, DeAndre?
Because I mentioned D'Angelo.
And that's what caused the sigh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Captain.
All right, but here's the thing. Is LeBron James the quote-unquote number one on the Lakers?
No, he's not supposed to be. Anthony Davis is supposed to be.
But he is by default, kind of lately.
But he is, right? But he still is.
I would say in the beginning of the season, Anthony Davis did make a statement, and he has gone away.
And the statement now is not that
at all.
So if Anthony Davis is supposed to be your number one option, and LeBron James is supposed to be your number two option, and if LeBron James can no longer put a team on his back and just carry them,
right,
like he used to be.
Well,
able
remember
to do.
we saw it against Denver a couple years ago when they got swept. Lindsey was on these airwaves saying, "This is the LeBron game. He's going to put him on his back," and he did it for like a half, and then it was like, "Oh crap!"
And then the switch just withered off.
Right, and then it was just it didn't matter. Denver was too good still. Right, the switch didn't work because he gave you the switch, and it just still didn't matter. Was the point? And by the way, it just goes to show you there is at least a teeny tiny ounce of him that is human at this point because we all get older. You know what I mean? And we all can't carry the same burden. There's a reason even he, a few days ago, mentioned that he sees himself retiring in the next year or two.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is this. I'm just going to get to it. If LeBron is your number one, but Anthony Davis is supposed to be your number one, guess what you don't really have?
You don't have a number one.
Right. So here's my question.
Okay. Do you want to be their number one?
I would love to. I mean, but I'm just slightly older than LeBron, just a little bit,
just a little bit.
Yeah. And believe it or not, injuries have caught up to me. Okay, and I'm willing to admit that.
Go ahead.
But the question I guess I really have is, do the Lakers now need a true number one since LeBron is too old to be it and Anthony Davis is not actually doing it?
Yeah, I saw some rumor the other day. I don't know how realistic it was. It was just one of these things like on Instagram that you don't even know how real it is because it didn't even have like a report person attached to it. Like, so I don't know if I even
say spread a rumor.
Right. It's not even like I'm assuming it wasn't even like, because usually they'll say so-and-so said blah, 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 blah. Right. And it's like this one didn't even have that. It just shows some random like picture on Legion Hoops, which is another aggregator site. Look, God bless those guys. They got to make money. And it was like Brandon Ingram, the Lakers like linked to Brandon Ingram. And I'm like, the Lakers are going to bring back Brandon Ingram?
Oh, wait, I saw another one the other day, Kyle Kuzma. I saw the same thing about Kyle Kuzma. Like
he was
as
also
if he's the
linked
answer.
to the Cavs too. He's been linked to like every team pretty much.
Yeah, I mean the Wizards are the worst team in basketball. So
I guess what I'm trying to say is, and I'm going to go back to the statement that I made earlier today.
Yes.
And I'm going to hold on to this statement.
Okay.
The Lakers are not in the business of winning a championship. They are in the business of entertaining people. People want to see the greatest player of the generation play, even as he's getting older. And the Lakers, for all of their dysfunction, are, to be sure, entertaining. So the Lakers, from the front office perspective, they are succeeding. From the basketball perspective, they are not.
Hooper's ex wants to join in the conversation. I haven't taken calls in like probably close to a year, but we're we're taking a few today. Go ahead, Hooper's ex.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say that, and I know you guys have criticized him a little bit here today, but I don't think that Anthony Davis is getting nearly enough criticism in this situation. He is not playing in the post. He seems to be allergic to getting down in the low post area. He's taking mid-range jumpers all the time, 3-point shots all the time, and his defense has fallen off of a cliff.
Yep, and it just kills me every time he takes those mid-range and 3-point shots. It's like, bro, you're like this big, strong, long guy. Get near the basket. It drives me absolutely nuts because you know what it makes it look like, Hoopers? It makes him look lazy.
Hoopers mentioned about Anthony Davis's defense. There was a clip that Sedano sent, and Anthony Davis's closeout and how he got blown by.
Oh, did you see that? That's real ball,
But
Cappy.
that's not the but he's not the only one that was getting blown by. I mean,
no, but that was just one example.
That was a prime example.
Yeah.
But throughout that whole game, I mean, they were just letting them shoot whatever they want. I mean, Haywood Highsmith. No disrespect to him.
No.
But he's not known to
He's barely above a minimum player.
Exactly. He's not known to be knocking down threes like that. They made him seem like he was one of the best shooters in the league. I mean, there's not even guarding him. And it just all
Tyler Hero going off, whatever. He's a great shooter. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. Like, you can't let the other guys like that get off.
You can't let the other guys get in the rhythm, and then that's when the game just took off. I mean, from that first quarter, you knew what the game was going to be, honestly. And then I know what you said, that the Heat normally let teams come back in the third quarter.
The third quarter is they're one of the worst third quarter teams in the sport.
But the way that game was going, you can just immediately tell that second half was going to be even worse. And they just have they have no effort. It's embarrassing.
The effort part of it, DeAndre, when you look back at those Tyler Hero threes, like, is there's bodies nearby, but there's nobody with a hand in his face. There's nobody jumping up and attempting to block a shot. I mean, there's no effort at all.
And it's funny because Tyler Hero started 2 of 7 in that game. And then all of a sudden went nuclear, right? Because once a guy like that starts to get hot, forget about it. You can put all the hands in his face at that point. Once he's seen a bunch go through, he's not going to stop.
And then, like, the Heat, for, like you said, Eric Spoelstra, I give him credit as far as, like, how he game planned the scouting report.
He definitely game planned against AD.
You mentioned that we're going to let LeBron score all the points and then focus on everyone else.
Yeah.
Cool. But no one else had any rhythm whatsoever in that game. And then on the other end, defensively, Eric Spoelstra had Bam catching in the high post, and guys were just cutting every single angle you can think of.
Yeah, well, that's because a guy like Koloko cannot even. I mean, he shouldn't even be on the same floor with Bam Adebayo. You know what I mean? How many times was he like on the floor and nearby and had no defensive presence of any sort?
But they also use Bam as a hub to generate. He's a great facilitator for a guy at the center position.
Up as well too. So
right? Yeah. I mean, it's a little different. They don't play AD the same way in that regard. But no, what he did to AD yesterday was wild. Like, he's a guy who was in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. So, like, he can do that on a night in and night out basis, but not like that. Like, I was stunned when I saw the way AD was playing.
I just want to see someone get in a stance right here. Get in a stance.
Get in it. Yeah, bend the knees. Bend the knees. Right, good.
I'm tired of seeing guys getting blown by Olay defense. Here you go. Just go right by me. Just go right by me. And then, I mean, any NBA player, if you leave them wide open, catch and shoot just like this, and then you can take a dribble just like this and shoot the ball, of course they're going to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, it blows my mind.
Don't say of course. I've seen too many times where the Lakers have been wide open by themselves, had open shots, and didn't knock them down. Don't say of course. Although good knee bend by you, though, DeAndre. Very good. It's a nice defensive position you find yourself in, young fella.
All right, Cappy. Coming up next, we got Radio Tinder, but tell us about your friends at Subaru.
All right, here goes. Right now, it is time to celebrate the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event and my people at Fullerton. This is Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. We are here to help you out. Now, listen, I've told you about this Share the Love event for the last couple of years. We're into year 17. Last year, we were talking about $250 million of donations. Now we're up to $320 million of donations. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton is working with the Women's Club of Fullerton. That is our local charity of choice this year. And listen, if you want to make a contribution to a national charity, ASPCA, Make-A-Wish, Meals on Wheels, the National Park Foundation, that's fine. But for every car bought or leased between now and January 2nd, Subaru will make a $250 donation to one of these great charities. And for us at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, we are keeping it local with the Women's Club of Fullerton. I'm driving this Crosstrek right now. I absolutely love this vehicle. Come check out the entire lineup of Subarus. Ocean Subaru is conveniently located at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to oceansubaruoc.com. That's oceansubaruoc.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They make you smile at every mile.
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park Party and Play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Do is go to Morongo and get 15 gifts in 15 days, and you'll be halfway done with my list. Hello, Ma. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
15 days of gift-a-day giveaways. Earn 500 points on your rewards card and get that day's gift. Weekdays, starting the 2nd.
Number 2.
The 20th Anniversary Marketplace Special for only $20. Mondays.
And the number 1 reason.
Laughter with Earthquake, live January 25th.
Morongo, good times.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then, the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256, and you can go online to avnergatt.com.
With the holiday season in full swing, stay up to date with Lakers emails sent straight to your inbox. Each email offers something different. Lakers pregame emails gets you game day essentials before tip-off, from projected starters to game times. While Lakers weekly emails gives you exclusive Lakers content created especially for subscribers. Never miss a minute of the action by signing up now at Lakers.com/emails. Let's go, Lake Show.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, TCU walked into the locker room at halftime in the 2016 Alamo Bowl, down 31-0. The Horned Frogs stormed into the second half and erased a 31-point deficit to force overtime, and eventually won it in the third overtime, 47-41.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. For a limited time, trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
I'll take it away for a second because Lindsay was bringing in a piece of paper for me. So, KEYMOUSC. Where do you make your magic, Lindsay?
I was confused the first time I heard that. I was like, what? Like, where do you work? I'm like, ESPN. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
It's true. It's true. My kids were like, Dad, that's so cool. They asked you where you make your magic at. Tell you, though, it's hard for me to make magic at Disneyland because it's hard for me to figure out how to use any of my perks, so I have to ask Lindsay to help me all the time. I even did today.
By the way, of course, you heard Christopher. This segment, Radio Tinder, brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agaves. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. Go ahead, Linz.
All right, guys. So a recent survey of 2,000 people in relationships explored the role of travel with a partner, and I thought it had some interesting results. So 61% of couples said that a specific trip reignited their romance. And then budget, hygiene habits, and food preference are the 3 top compatibility factors that every couple needs to explore before traveling. And then, for 73% of couples, traveling together is the ultimate relationship test. So have you guys ever experienced a make or break point in a relationship after traveling together? Swipe left or swipe right.
So what were the 3 points of...
People said that budget, hygiene habits, and food preferences are like the top compatibility.
See, I don't get the food preferences part of it. The other 2, certainly I would understand. But what, somebody else can't like the same, has to like the same food you like? I feel like that seems silly.
No, but on the other hand, it's like, hey, let's go for pizza. No, I want Chinese food. And you're like, pizza, Chinese.
Right. You're saying
pizza, Chinese.
The constant back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing with everybody, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
really.
what do you want for dinner tonight?
I don't know. Can never make a decision.
I mean, I literally make the decisions here when we want food. Because you
well,
can't.
It's easier. It's easier for you to just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So what's the question here?
So my question is, have you ever experienced a make or break point in a relationship after traveling together? And this could be a relationship, a friendship, work relationship, or like romantic relationship, whatever you think.
Well, I'll say this. I'll swipe right. I do feel like I had a defining moment of a relationship. Example. Rachel and I had a wedding to go to. This is very early in our relationship, George. And we were we had this hotel room in Beverly Hills. And it was a very, very small, boutique-y kind of a hotel. Not like the East Central where you've got these giant rooms. This is a very small hotel. And I had to go to the bathroom in the morning, as I normally might have to do, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But it's a very, very small hotel room. And there wasn't time for me to leave the room and get to the lobby, which is what my preference would be. Now I know there's going to be some ambient noise coming, if you will, and the room is really small.
Right.
So I took my phone and I turned on like music on my phone, and I turned up my phone and the music super, super loud so that anything that was happening in the bathroom behind closed doors couldn't be heard outside the bathroom, you know? And I just think that when you stay in close quarters like that and you have to be over the top considerate to the people you're with, that can be a defining moment in a relationship. So I think, Lindsay, travel is a very big can be a very big determination. I don't think that sounds right, of whether or not a relationship is going to work.
Factor. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Was there a make or break moment? I don't know if there was a break moment.
I lost a friend after a travel trip. I mean, this has happened. Like, I feel like this happens often. My one friend, we went to Mexico, and it happened to end up being the week of the NBA Finals in 2017. Now, as you guys know, Game 1 of the NBA Finals did not go well for the Cavs.
Yeah, that was the J.R. Smith game.
Yes, and in my opinion, I think that the outcome of that game completely changed like the entire complex of the NBA for years to come. But anyway, at the time, I was really, really upset about it. Like I was mad, I was sad, I was all the things. Very, very emotional because that was a big game. And as you guys see, I get emotional about my teams. So I told her, she was like, well, we have dinner reservations in like 15 minutes. So are you ready? And I was like, I just need to take a walk. I need to take a walk around. Instead of like 15 minutes, can we go? And it's going to be like a half hour instead. I'm going to meet you down there because I just need to blow off some steam and take a walk. She was so mad. She's like, I don't understand. It's just a game. It's just a game. It's not that big of a deal. And I was like, this isn't just a game. This is a huge deal. And I don't want to be a jerk at dinner, so I just need to go
was
for a
walk. Was she from Cleveland, too?
No, she's from here.
Oh.
And we work together at NFL Network, so I figured maybe being into sports she might understand. But she, after that, I feel like it completely changed our friendship.
Well, wait a second. Who ended the relationship? You, because she was not understanding about how important the game was, or her, because she thought you were ridiculous for caring that much about a game?
I think it was a little bit of both.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Make or break.
Yeah.
All right.
How'd the rest of the trip go?
Well, it was... I think there was like 2 more days, and we just kind of like ended up doing our own thing, and that's when I was just like, okay, you're not for me. I'm not for you.
Wow, you guys, you broke up.
That's it's important to me. Like sports is like my lifeblood with like my family and stuff. You know, it's like how we communicate with each other.
Yeah. Well, then don't schedule a vacation during the NBA.
Well,
Finals.
we scheduled it way far ahead of time, and
I mean, you had just won a championship. You didn't think they'd be back? Like, what was?
I did, and I did tell her, I was like, just so you know, like I'm gonna have to watch this game, and she was like, okay, yeah, no problem, and like I didn't think. I didn't think there would be a conflict, but
well,
there was.
she didn't know that you would take it so hard. I mean,
You're
we
right.
all saw what happened to you with the Gardos, where you turned the game
I mean,
off.
LeBron broke his hand allegedly after the game.
That game was just, like I said, it just changed the apex of everything.
Well, for you.
For forever.
I mean,
for you and her.
Because I think that game led to, like, LeBron deciding to leave, and then Kyrie, and it was just a whole thing. Anyway, not for you, George. You never experienced anything like that?
Like an apex of a game?
No. A relationship.
Oh, no, I don't think anything is, like, there's never been, like, a breaking point, like, where, because travel to me, that's like a real serious commitment. So at that point, I'm already invested in the relationship, and I don't think none of them have ever broken the relationship. If anything, I would say that, I've been pleasantly surprised on vacations. You know what I mean?
I can tell you I broke up with another couple one time because me and my now ex-wife, she was such a pain in the ass on this trip that we were all on this boat together. There were 4 of us, and she was just being so out of control that I actually jumped off the boat and swam back to the shore. I couldn't help it, dude.
All right.
I couldn't take her anymore.
Listen, we got to go, Cappy, because Dr. Clapper's going to join us in a second, so we only got one radio Tinder in, but that was a good one, I feel like.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah. So Dr. Clapper's going to join us, but first, I'm going to tell you about my friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone. First of all, listen, I know taking your kids to the dentist is tough. I get it. And taking the kids to the dentist is a challenge in general. They don't want to go. But I got the place for you, Children's Dental Fun Zone. Fun is in the name for a reason. First of all, you're going to walk into one of these Children's Dental Fun Zone, 18 locations across the Southland, and they're going to be like, did we just walk into a cartoon? And here's more on Children's Dental Fun Zone. I mentioned 18 locations, so they got you covered in L.A. County. They got you covered in Orange County. They got you covered in the IE. They got you covered in Oxnard, okay? Shout out to the 805. But at Children's Dental Fun Zone, they specialize in children's dentistry and orthodontics with state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your kids deserve. And at Children's Dental Fun Zone, every station when your kids are getting work done, they've got a big screen TV with a kids movie playing, cartoon, etc. They got iPads for the kids, toys for the kids in the waiting area, and for parents, they accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. I'm telling you, you're going to take your kids to one of those 18 locations across the Southland at Children's Dental Fun Zone, and they're going to be like, Mom, Dad, when are we going back to the dentist? Words you never thought you'd hear. So to book your child's next appointment or their first appointment at Children's Dental Fun Zone, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com, or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717. Hey parents, another fun fact for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. They are open 7 days a week, so your child can be seen any day of the week, and they take emergencies, which is obviously something you need to be aware of because you never know when those emergencies will come about.
Obligation free estimate. And don't miss out on your last chance of the year to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection at leaffilter.com/amber. That's their lowest price of the year, up to 35% off at leaffilter.com/amber. See representative for warranty details.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon.
I will not drive overseas. I mean,
I do
especially I snapped the axle when I was driving.
How? Tell me the story.
Yeah. So I
So
drove
he was at the Matterhorn. Where
drove
were you?
away from Gatwick, right? And I'm
London.
going north.
Okay.
So I pull into a gas station, and there are these big, gigantic curbs around to sort of guide you through. Drove right over one of them.
You didn't.
Front of the the axle
They're
snapped.
big, gigantic curbs. You didn't see them?
No, I missed them.
How stoned were you?
I took the insurance and literally I
Thank
walked
God.
away. There was
You just left the car there.
No, I called them. I said that this car is ruined, and they came and they picked it up, and I never.
Did you get a new one?
Never. No. I
They were
said,
like,
"Can I
"We
get
will not
another
rent
car?"
you."
They said, "We're not going to rent you again."
Steve Mason and John Ireland, tomorrow at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
You know who's going to join us now, Cappy?
Dr. Clapper?
How are you?
How are you? Now, I this music right here, though, for a quick second. Is there some sort of a dance that DeAndre is going to teach us that goes with this song?
No,
He started playing it during the break, and he's like, they play this at all the cookouts, and started doing this broke out this whole dance.
Let me see what you got, DeAndre. I mean, you showed us defensive positioning. Let's see the dance.
Well, first off, shout out to Frankie Beverly. It was his birthday today. It would have, he passed
Shout
away.
out.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
But yeah, so this song, it plays at all the cookouts. And let me tell you something. The black folks, when they get up and hear this song, they get in the line and they all get in the groove.
There you go, Cappy.
Well, listen, he said it. He goes, black folks. Like, what, you think I don't
There
know
it
this?
is.
Oh, let me see it.
The
Let me
shuffle.
See it. Oh, yeah. Move to the right. Now a little to the left. Oh, damn. Turn it around.
Let's go.
The icky shuffle. That's an icky shuffle is what that is. That's old school right there.
I love it.
I bet you Dr. Clapper knows this dance.
Oh, big time.
Dr. Clapper knows a lot about old school music. I bet you he was tearing up a rug back in the day to this song at some point.
Yeah, I've been to every bar mitzvah. I know a lot about the hip, but not the hop.
Understood. I hope you know about the knee because
I do.
Yeah.
Because I got to tell you something. I'm wondering if this is like where we're going to start to see the demise of a great player like a Christian McCaffrey. Doc, anybody who saw him get hurt this past weekend, they thought it was an Achilles because you could see his calf muscle like I don't even know, like quiver or wave.
Like
I don't
bulge,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. And people immediately thought it was an Achilles, but it was a PCL injury. What's that all about?
So there are three things that make your knee not dislocate, that keep it stable. One, the shape of the bone, the male-female fit of the femur, the thigh bone, into the shin bone, the tibia. It actually fits like a ball in a socket. Number two, the strong canvas-like structures, the ligaments that are ropes that keep it stable. And finally, the back of your calf muscle. If you feel the back of your calf right now, it feels like the calf is just the back of the tibia or the shin bone. No. The top of the gastroc muscle of your calf actually anchors itself to the end of the thigh bone. It crosses the back of the knee joint. So when you look at the play, when he landed on a flexed knee, he didn't make contact with his kneecap. He actually made contact. If you feel your knee right now, feel your kneecap, feel the tendon below, the patella tendon, and now feel the bump in the front. That's called the tibial tubercle. All of his weight drove energy, boom, into his tibial tubercle, and it pushed his tibia backwards. That microscopically, that's what a sprain is, tore the PCL, the ligament in the back. It went beyond the geometry of the bone. It now injured the ligament. And what's the last, when the seatbelt fails, what is the airbag? Your muscles go into spasm. So when you saw the calf muscle flickering, it's because the energy went beyond the bone, busted the ligament, and now asking the muscle to be the airbag. How's that?
Wow, that's wild.
Wow, airbags.
Yeah, no, that's a great description of it. That's clapper vision right there.
Tibial tubercle. What was it?
The tibial tubercle. If you feel, Cappy, your kneecap, now feel the tendon, and when you fire your quad muscle, the cable, the patella tendon, is bolted into the front of your shin bone. This is what allows you to straighten your knee. That's the spot, the prominence of the tibial tubercle. When he fell with his knee flexed, that bump on his tibia is where he made contact, and that pushed his tibia backwards. And a sprain is a microscopic tear of that ligament. The good news is, I mean, I've taken care of a lot of football players who've torn their PCL. This one, because it's a sprain, it doesn't need surgery. He'll be back stronger than ever. It's kind of like Puka Nacua. He'll come back. Thank God you don't need surgery.
So 6 weeks, they're saying, Doc. That sound right to you?
Yes. It's 6 weeks. They ain't going anywhere. Right. The smart thing is what they're doing is shutting him down. Yep. They're not going to the Super Bowl. 6 weeks for sure.
Yeah. Yep. So let me ask you this. He is a smaller guy. For his position, he's dynamic. There's no question about that. He's one of the best players when he's right. But running backs have an average lifespan of 3.5 years. And he is now 28 years old off multiple injuries. What do you see from him? Like, do you think – you said he'll be back better than ever, but he's been around now since 2017. Like, that's a long time. That's 7 years at that position. That's like dog years at that position. So how do you feel about his future in general, just based on his injury history?
It's a very good point, George, because as we see the very same injury – you just did an ad for pediatric dentists, which we love. It's a whole different world when you're dealing with younger patients, both as a dentist and as an orthopedic surgeon. And in the world of sports, the same injury to a rookie when they're young cannot be seen as the same injury to the veteran. The problem with McCaffrey, believe it or not, is he came back from his Achilles tendonitis, right? He went all the way to Europe and all the rest of it. But you absolutely need to be 100% resolved from an injury, because if it's lingering at all, the veteran athlete, not the rookie, not the young one, will absolutely overcompensate and hurt other structures. So it's very important for them to shut down. He's going to have the whole off season to get right, and that's why I say look out. This next season could be his best because he's still so smart and so capable, but he won't have any lingering Achilles tendon to overload the other joints.
Hey, Doc, you following what's going on with the Lakers?
Painfully, yes. It's a mess, and I think it's a veteran athlete. You can say his name if you want, but it's heroic. But I think the whole team is suffering. And by the way, I love J.J. Redick, so they better not say it has anything to do with the coach.
The reason I even ask is because earlier today, Dave McMenamin was on, and we were talking about LeBron and what's going on with him. And McMenamin makes this point that Austin Reeves' absence is what is making LeBron do so much stuff that it'd be better that he not be doing. Austin Reeves is expected to miss tomorrow's game in Atlanta. They call it a left pelvic contusion. How long should he be out with something like that?
When they use the word contusion, generally that's because an X-ray is negative and an MRI shows a bruise in the bone, which is a fancy word for a contusion, which is a black and blue mark. Here's the interesting thing about contusions in a bone, for example. When you have a black and blue mark in your arm, you bump into a wall, let's say, we've all had it, it turns green, it turns yellow, it goes away because the buildup of the blood from the injury in the soft tissues dissipates because it's soft tissues. It melds away. It changes color and goes away. But when you have an injury to the pelvis where you have a bruise in the bone itself, it really is difficult for it to dissipate because it's not soft tissues. So these are the ankle sprains, for example, where some players bounce back right away because it's just the soft tissues. But if the ankle sprain, for example, led to a contusion in the ankle bone, they're going to be out for 2 months. So a bruise to any bone, a contusion, This is not something, it's so painful, and it just takes longer than you'd like for it to come back. The good news is you don't need surgery ever for this. It's not a long-term problem, but it makes sense that he's in enough pain that he can't play.
So, Doc, we actually have a request. Now, there's not specific to a sport here, but one of our audience members tweeted us and asked to ask you about the implications of playing through an ACL tear and how the body could react to that. Now, granted, every sport would be a little different, but just your thoughts on trying to play through an injury like that.
So the art of medicine, I'm a sculptor and I love art and doing it and appreciating it, but that's how I see the world of medicine. What do I mean by that? That you have to actually see each patient and each body part uniquely. There are 4 ligaments. Let me just give you a clap revision. There are 4 ligaments that make up your knee. The medial collateral ligament, the MCL, the lateral collateral ligament on the little toe side of the knee, and then the 2 inside the joint, 4 ligaments. So now I want to paint a picture of a stool that you would sit on. It has 4 legs. It's very stable, right? We're also aware of a stool that has 3 legs, very stable. But that does not mean that if you knock off one of the 4 legs of the 4-legged stool, that 3-legged stools exist, you're going to be fine. No. If you've designed the stool to be balanced with 4 legs and you knock out one, yeah, it's got 3 legs, but it's not stable like the 3-legged stool that was built that way. So to answer the caller's question, the key is how much does the meniscus, the medial collateral ligament, serve as a secondary stabilizer for that person's ACL? There are many patients I take care of where I tell them don't have surgery for your torn ACL. Why? Because their knee is still stable. Even though the ligament is torn, the other structures help out. That 4-legged stool missing a leg still could be stable. But most people are like the 4-legged stool, where one of the ligaments is knocked out and the other ones can't help out, and you fall down when you break one of the 4 legs. So it depends on the patient. That's my hedging answer. Some of them can get away with it. Most people can't.
Dr. Clapper, you're the man. We appreciate you as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Can't wait. Thanks so much.
See ya.
Dr. Clapper.
Yeah. Hey, Brian Windhorst is going to join us in studio here in just a sec. Cappy, he's already on the other side. Tell us about your friends at Sellers Advantage first.
I would love to. Hey, listen, if you are looking to sell your house, listen, this is not the most ideal time in the world. And what I mean by that is, we're in December. We're into the holidays. People generally buy homes later in the year, April, May, June, when they're trying to move and get their kids into a different school. So if you want to sell your home right now, here's a piece of advice for you. You should call Sellers Advantage, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747. You can visit their website, sellersadvantage.com. Here's why. If you list your home for sale right now, you could find yourself sitting on it for quite some time. Now, if you deal with Sellers Advantage, they're going to make you a competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They'll close in days, no complicated closing process, no contracts falling through. You should really call for that no obligation offer. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Travelers' time and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights. The Father's Rights Attorneys.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles,
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Bing, ba-dum, bum. Yeah.
All right, Cappy.
Ding, doody, bop,
Are you sad that you're not in studio now that Wendy's in the house?
I am very sad. Had I known that Brian Windhorst was in L.A. this week. By the way, Wendy, you and me need to get on a shared Google Calendar immediately so that I know your schedule. Because when you're in L.A., I'm in L.A., I want us to be together.
You clearly didn't watch the NBA today.
That is true. I missed it. That is true. Sorry.
Well, listen, Christmas Day. Just kidding. I won't be here.
Will you be on the road Christmas Day?
No. I graduated from that. I've graduated from having to go cover the games, but I haven't graduated to being on the broadcast.
Right.
So I'm sort of in this happy medium.
It's a nice in between.
Yeah, they leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, George, you're going to be working Christmas Day.
I will be with his with Wendy's podcast partner, one of them, Tim McMahon, in Dallas. He covers the Dallas Mavericks. So there you have it. By the way, make sure you check out the Hoop Collective podcast. It comes out 2 times a week.
3 times.
3 times a week. Look at that.
Yeah.
3
Monday,
times.
Wednesday, Friday.
There you go. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Subscribe, rate, review. The best NBA podcast, in my opinion, that we've got going, and you got to listen to it. There's always great information. A fun banter, I would call it, between the 3 of you mostly.
Sometimes it crosses over into a little bit of rawness.
Yeah.
You know, it's good we're not in the same room.
That's how we feel around here, Wendy.
Yeah, that's why Cappy sometimes has got to be in.
Because I knew that today.
Usually, when you're apart, there's actually a fight. It's no one talks about it. You guys pretend like it's not going on.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Well, I just knew that today would be one of those days where I would come on here and say LeBron's getting old and the Lakers didn't make proper moves and JJ's coaching is too much of a brainiac thing for half this team. And I would say all these terrible things, and George would say the opposite on all of them. And I just don't want the problems, so I just decided to stay down in South.
Well, we did agree on a number of things. I don't know about JJ's brainiac brain or whatever you called it earlier, but what did he call it earlier? What did he call it?
I got to listen back.
He's a brainy basketball man.
Brainy basketball man. Yes,
right.
He called him a brainy basketball man.
Right.
Well, we'll see if that continues to be the case. If the message doesn't get through, what do you make of what the hell's going on with the Lakers?
Look, they're the 27th ranked defense. Okay, that is automatically going to present a problem because that means you have no margin for error, especially on the road. So they are, in general, I'm not talking about individual games that you might have during the course of the season. You are going to have difficulty having success on the road when you can't defend. And so that's one thing. Let's set that aside. Let's remember that. They're not a good defensive team. They're not a good defensive team because they don't have players that are good defenders, and some of their guys who used to be good two-way defenders, including LeBron, aren't good two-way defenders anymore. Most nights he's not good on defense. Okay. Now, let's have something else. This year, JJ's made a decision, you can call it brainiac or whatever, that they are going to play through Anthony Davis more, okay? This is the basis of why they started 10-4. This is the basis of why AD was being discussed as an MVP candidate through the first month of the season. He's averaging 30 and 10. It's all good. But that decision had slowed their offense down. Last year, they were up-tempo offense. They have been for several years. This is, going back to Frank Vogel, going back to Luke Walton.
Right.
They wanted to play up-tempo offense. They've routinely been a top 10. Last year, they were a top 5 in terms of speed. They would get baskets running the court. Okay. This year, as part of playing through AD, they've slowed down. They've gone from being the 4th fastest team to the 19th fastest. We'd call it the 11th slowest. So they've basically slowed way down. Okay. So they don't defend and they play much slower. So that means when AD struggles, the impact is greater because they're not going to get as many easy baskets in transition. I'm not even disputing that is not a good decision by JJ to go play slow. But I'm telling you what's going to happen. When AD struggles, you're going to feel it more, okay? Now, when you play out of the half court more, when you have less transition baskets that LeBron can get out and run, you're going to rely on LeBron in the half court more. What happens when LeBron is in the half court? He's been taking more threes.
Right.
He takes more threes in the half court because he's not as physically able to create shots in the half court as he was 5-7 years ago. LeBron knows this. It's not a disputable fact. That's why LeBron is shooting more three-pointers. So you get LeBron into a slump and AD into a slump at the same time. You have no defense to rely on because they can't give you margin for error. You're playing on the road. You have blowout losses. Now, that formula is going to lead to more of these. This is what, by the way, I think the Lakers have 4 losses by 25 or more this year.
Yesterday, by the way, the 8th worst loss in their franchise history.
That's unbelievable.
By point differential.
And it was a disgusting performance. Look, okay, so that I'm talking about schematically where they get into that.
Right.
As of yesterday's game, and it's in and of itself, their defensive effort was obviously disgusting.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero was walking into three-pointers. There's all kinds of stats that we've been talking about on ESPN today. The average shot, averaged open shots for their three-pointers was 5.5 feet. Can
you just say that one more time, Wendy?
Yeah, their average open space on the three-pointers was, I think, 5.6.
Right, which is wide open.
What do you guys attribute that to? Because earlier we were having this conversation about effort, and I was saying that, even if there was anybody close to Tyler Hero, nobody was putting a hand in his face. Nobody was jumping up to try and block a shot or to even take him off course. But that number that you just said, I've never heard that before. That's fascinating to me.
I believe it was the largest in the NBA this season, but don't hold me to that because there may be some asterisks and qualifications on there. But regardless of what the actual metric said, if you watch the game, in that third quarter when Tyler Hero just destroyed them, I think he had 7 threes in the third. Was it just in the third, George?
Yes.
Yeah, 7 threes.
Go back and watch him. I think 5 of them were completely uncontested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of them was Max Christie on him. I'm like, what's he doing?
Yeah. So, that doesn't, that they've got some schematic changes doesn't excuse the way they were defending yesterday, which is why JJ comes into the postgame and talks about accountability. So they've obviously got to play a lot harder than they have been. But they are prone to getting blown out. They're going to continue to get blown out because they're not a good defensive team, and that's going to bite them. Look, they're 12-10. That's about who they are.
Right.
They're not 10-4. That's not who they are either. And they're not the team that's gotten blown out the last 2 games. That's not who they are either. They're somewhere in between. So, look, they're a play-in team. They were a play-in team last year. They were a play-in team the year before. They're going to be a play-in team in all probability this year.
Wow. That is hard to hear. And yet at the same time, I don't know why any of us, myself primarily included, would have thought different. Especially given what LeBron and AD had to do this past summer going and winning Olympic gold.
I'll tell you why. You got fooled into the 10-4 start. We thought
and they'll have other stretches where they may win 10 or 14.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
And again, we heard it from the beginning, right? From the beginning of the first day at training camp and media availability, whatever it was, every player to a man talked about the organization and how they're all on the same page. And, they stressed that part of the conversation.
That's all true. That's all could be true.
Right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, and this is how I look at the season, you got to look at it in quarters. And I think around the 20-game mark, most coaches are done kind of fiddling around. They've kind of started to figure out their rotations. And that next set of 20 games, that to me, at least in my opinion, is generally where we see what your team is made of, that 20 to 40 range.
Let's just have real talk, okay?
Yeah, real talk.
Let's go back to the conference finals, okay? Great run, ran into the buzzsaw. Okay. In the summer, they signed Rui Hachimura. What was that? $60 million, I want to say.
15 and change a year.
How's it going?
Not good. Not good at all. I mean, he's been hurt a lot, and then when he isn't hurt, he hasn't played very well.
They signed Jared Vanderbilt. I believe that was 4-48. How's that working?
Disaster.
No, he's injured. He's played 29 games since I signed that contract. I'm not pointing any fingers, but it hasn't worked out. Gabe Vincent.
Terrible.
Also been injured, not worked out.
Right.
Christian Wood.
Terrible.
Okay. This last offseason, they elected not to sign Spencer Dinwiddie. They could use him.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know if you're watching how he's doing in Dallas. He's doing well.
Yep.
They elected not to sign Taurean Prince.
By the way, just to backtrack on that for a second, when he came here for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Basically,
he was crawling over broken glass to get here.
Correct. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is going to be great for them," especially if you could keep him. And they just let him go.
Okay. Taurean Prince.
Okay.
Think they could use him right now?
I wasn't the biggest fan, but he's better than the options they have currently.
So they signed Max Christie to basically replace him.
Right.
And that's a medium-term play. They signed Max to develop over the next few years. Who's more contributing? Was Taurean Prince's contributions last year or Max Christie's contributions?
Oh, Taurean Prince is more ready to play regular minutes right now, for sure.
Of all those names you just said, though, Wendy, one name that you didn't mention because he's on the team and he's actually suiting up. I don't know if I'd call it playing, but he's on the team, is Cam Reddish. Last night, 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from three-point range. 15 minutes, 0 points. I mean, you're just not getting anything out of that guy. So, of all the names you mentioned,
they did sign Cam Reddish that last summer. That's right. You're correct. You're right, Cap. I'm just saying, and I'm not even saying I'm not saying incompetence. I'm just saying, all of those free agent moves, none of them have worked.
Right.
Everybody. I mean, Red Auerbach screwed up transactions, right?
Sure.
Pat Riley screws up transactions. I'm not saying they should bat 1,000. I'm just saying, the transactions that they have made have not worked. And obviously they have elected not to make a trade. By the way, the Connect pick, very good pick, helped them.
Mm-hmm.
But not an impact player over the course of 82.
Right.
Maybe he'll help him in 15, 18 games. That'd be great. That, by the way, for a rookie in this class, that's awesome. I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just trying to say where they're at. Okay. So they've elected not to make a trade in the last 3 trade windows, which was last summer, last trade deadline, this last summer, and the transactions that they have made have not the signing transactions they have made for the most part. You would not say there was any home run in there,
no.
Right? And again, some of them injuries, you can't predict the Jared Vanderbilt injury situation. It's not anybody's fault. It just hasn't worked out. But the reason you feel that more is because the other things haven't worked out as well. And so what you have here is you have a team that's 27th in defense. They're 27th in defense after 22 games. JJ can change the lineup a little bit. And by the way, if Jared Vanderbilt was healthy and he was playing tomorrow, it's not like they're going to be 5th.
Right.
He obviously would make a difference.
Right. Maybe they're closer middle of the pack, right?
Yes, and maybe he would help them a little bit. But let's just be honest.
Right.
I mean, and we've seen this roster now for a year and a half. They've never been great defensively. So, I mean, I'm just trying to lay out where the team is.
Right.
They could. LeBron had been red hot before from 3. That could happen again. AD, I see no reason why he's not going to go back to averaging 30 and 10. I think he's gonna, and they're gonna win more games. They're gonna come play home where defense isn't as important, and they're gonna win a bunch of games here. So I don't want to put them down. I'm just trying to give you an assessment of where they are.
This is just right. We're having a real conversation about the state of the Lakers. And we'll continue to do so with Brian Windhorst here in just a second. Thank you for hanging out for a second. This is commercial free, except for live reads, baby.
Right.
Cappy, tell them about your boy Abner Gat before we continue this conversation with Wendy.
Yeah, and Wendy, I love what you're saying. It's not a criticism. It's just things haven't worked out. Well, sometimes that's what happens in real life, too, Sometimes you find yourself at home and then a pipe bursts from underneath your house.
I've been there, buddy.
Oh, and, dude, you got a major flood on your hands, right? And, Wendy, here's what happens. You call your homeowner's insurance company, and you've got literally, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage in your home.
It's happened.
Because the carpets have to be replaced. The floors have to be replaced, right? The cabinets have to be replaced. And the homeowner's insurance company.
Thank God.
Oh, goodness. The homeowner's insurance company, they come out. They don't want to give you all the money. They want to try and give you as little as possible. This is why you call Abner Gat. Abner Gat has 20-plus years experience in this industry. He's got a full team of people who used to work at law firms, insurance companies. They have all the relationships with the homeowners insurance companies themselves. This is why Abner Gat is able to get you the money. Call him, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, AvnerGat.com. You call, Avner answers. You'll know it's him when he picks up the phone and he says, hello.
So, Wendy's in the house. Brian Windhorst, ESPN, NBA insider, analyst with us here in studio. So, let's talk about this team, right? And we've already outlined the things that have not gone well, that have not worked out for one reason or another. So the question is, what is the path now from here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can they do anything? Does D'Angelo Russell have any value? Does Rui Hachimura have any value? We know Austin Reeves has value, but they clearly want to keep him.
By the way, it would be helpful when he comes back.
Right. Yeah. So what is the path here, and what is the value of some of these players if they do want to change the roster a little bit?
Well, I know that you've heard a lot of people say that they need to find a center, an athlete center. I don't disagree with that, especially right now, because Christian Wood and Jackson Hayes are out, and so now you're playing two-way guys, in your rotation. Look, any team in the league loses two players at a position, they're gonna feel a pinch. I agree that they need to find an athlete center. However, I don't think it's the only thing that they need. I think they actually probably need to make two transactions. They need an athlete guard. They need a guard because their guards are a little bit mismatched.
Like a DeJounte Murray?
I mean, that would have been an interesting player. I don't know if you needed exactly that, but there was a reason why they went down that path. But, you need somebody who can defend on the perimeter. That's really – I honestly believe that defense on the perimeter is their number one need.
Mm-hmm.
But I can certainly understand why Anthony Davis would love some athletic, upgraded help. I think they need to make both types of deals because I think if you look at their guards, a lot of their guards are kind of the same. They kind of need the ball, and they kind of are sort of shoot-first players. And that's one of the reasons why Connect feels so good because he doesn't need the ball.
Right.
If Connect could defend, he'd be the ideal player. Of course, if Connect could defend, you wouldn't have got him the 17th pick.
Right.
So I think they need to make two moves. And, of course, now you're going to say, well, who's that going to be? Well, I don't have a list right here. But, if you had to list the players who have value on the Lakers, you'd start with Austin Reeves. Because of his ability and because of his contract and because of his age, and if you trade Austin Reeves for a guard, it better be a guard that's better than Austin Reeves, or you haven't upgraded, and that's kind of the problem, And so, I don't think D'Angelo Russell's value is that high. I think they could trade him, but again, you got to find a guy who you would be a definite upgrade, and Rob Pelinka has openly said he's had trouble finding that.
Right. And he is right about it takes two to tango or whatever it is that he says.
Of course. Yeah.
I just want Wendy, tell me this. When you say an athletic center and you say, it's not like I'm sitting here with a big board in front of me of every center in the league, but if you could say, this is the type of guy, here's three names of who I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? Just so we all understand.
A guy that gets floated around is Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know if I look at him as an athletic center,
he's definitely not an athletic center. By the way, if they got Jonas Valanciunas, it would help him.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Bobby Marks today on TV floated a trade, which was Jonas Valanciunas for Gabe Vincent. That trade works financially, but it doesn't make sense really for the Wizards. What are they getting out of it? They don't need guards like Gabe Vincent. They have young guards that they're playing right now, and they're losing. They're tanking. You'd have to incentivize that deal a little bit, which we would do with the draft compensation. And considering that Valanciunas has multiple years on his contract, I'm not really interested in using a pick there. So
right.
I can talk you in and out of any trade situation, but it's hard. Jakob Poeltl is a guy who I think would be tremendous for the Lakers.
He's really good. Yeah.
I don't think the Raptors are really interested in trading him now.
So, and by the way, dealing with Masai Ujiri, good luck on trying to get him on a deal to work.
He knows that the Lakers would need the deal more than he would, and he would operate accordingly. So, it's going to be hard. I can certainly understand the frustration that the Lakers haven't made an actionable trade, but I think if they had a little bit more luck and or had hit a little bit more in free agency, you wouldn't feel that way. But one of the reasons why it feels like this roster hasn't changed in a year and a half is because the free agent moves just they haven't been able to aid the team. And you don't have to sign LeBron in free agency to have an impact free agent move. You can make small free agent moves that work. I mean, look at the Clippers. They signed Derrick Jones Jr.
And it's worked.
Derrick Jones Jr. is playing better than Klay Thompson right now. You could get into a debate about, because they're very different players. But Derrick Jones Jr. is a guy that, a lot of teams could have had. And the Clippers signed him, and he's helping them in a way drive some winning. Chris Dunn is, with all due respect, Chris Dunn would be helping the Lakers more than, some of their guards right now, especially defensively. My God, they need defense. So, you don't look at the Clippers and say they had a grand slam off season in terms of free agency. They lost Paul George, but you look at the other deals they've made. Look where they're at. They're 12-8, I think, or 12-9.
Yeah.
And or no, what are they 14? I don't know. Whatever they are, they were in first place until they lost yesterday in a schedule loss. I'm just trying
14-10.
I'm just 14-10. So I'm just trying to have a level-headed, realistic view at the situation.
Yeah, I think ultimately you look at a team like that, and by the way, they don't even have the luxury of the assets that the Lakers have to potentially flow. I mean, the Clippers have nothing to give to anybody. So their only way to attract people is via trade, or if you can do it without the assets, or eventually in free agency if they clear the decks.
Yeah, I mean, the Clippers are starting to clear their decks, and when it's all said and done, the Lakers will finish ahead of the Clippers this year, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unless you have some stuff that you can't foresee. The Lakers are in better shape, but also neither team has their first-round pick this year.
Right.
And by the way, it's kind of a big game tomorrow for the Hawks. The Hawks have the Lakers pick. The Hawks get two chances to try to push the Lakers down a little bit. So, I'm not sure it's a bigger game for the Hawks than the NBA Cup game they have in New York next week. But, the Hawks have won 5 in a row, and they are certainly aware that they've got the Lakers pick. So it's kind of like when Oklahoma City plays the Clippers. There's a couple of things on the line in that type of game.
Yeah. Cappy?
I just don't think the Lakers are really committed to playing to win a championship. And George and I have this argument all the time. He says, well, when you're the Lakers and you've got 17, you go out there and everything you do is to win a championship.
Well, no. What I say is the expectation from your somewhat irrational yet lovable fan base is that it's supposed to be a championship every year.
Yeah, and what I think is that if you're the Lakers, you don't have to win a championship. In other words, you are going to sell out seats every night, every time there's a game, and everywhere you go, fans are going to want to come see LeBron James. And my point is that the Lakers are in the entertainment industry right now. They're not in the championship pursuit industry right now. Wendy, maybe you think I'm out of my mind, but that's just the way I see it.
I don't have a dispute for that statement. Look, I think if you look at LeBron, now one of the most fascinating stories of last season was the story about the Warriors calling the Lakers at the trade deadline and asking about trading for LeBron. That was a fascinating moment. The Warriors don't do that unless they thought there was a real possibility that LeBron would want to go and that the Lakers would trade him. LeBron said no. But the Lakers, from what I understand, the Lakers came to him. Is this what you really want?
Right.
Let's be honest, Draymond Green plays for the Warriors. I think Draymond has an idea of where LeBron is, mentally. And then in the offseason, LeBron was a free agent, unrestricted free agent. He could have gone anywhere. He openly told the Lakers, if you can get these certain players, I'll take less money. The Lakers were unable to do that. And LeBron re-signed. And his son is here, and the coach that he preferred is on the bench. When LeBron re-signed, he knew the Lakers hadn't improved their roster.
Right.
He bypassed going to the Warriors last year. He bypassed going anywhere this summer. He wasn't like he was stuck in the contract. He was willing to take less money. If he was willing to take less money, he could have gone to a lot of places and gotten less money, right? So I have to assume that goes both ways, Cap.
Yeah, right.
If the Lakers feel that way, I think, how am I not to, actions over words? Doesn't LeBron feel the same way? Isn't LeBron apparently okay with this? And I'm not saying that he doesn't feel frustrated on a daily basis. I'm not saying he was in a good mood last night. I'm not saying he doesn't want the Lakers to trade the picks that they've got to try to get a star player in the next couple of months. Those aren't mutually exclusive, but LeBron has, with his actions, made it clear he's okay with what the Lakers are
Right,
doing.
and make sure you repeat that last part about he would want them to trade the picks, because Cappy's only going to remember the other stuff you just said.
Because it was really good.
Well, I'm just, of course LeBron, just because he signed to a team that doesn't have a third superstar doesn't mean that he doesn't want a third superstar.
Right.
I'm sure he does. He would love, LeBron's out there working every day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure LeBron expects Rob Pelinka to be out there working every day. But again, he re-signed back into this team, knowing what this team was.
Right.
So LeBron's position isn't.
Oh, you know what you signed up for,
Absolutely.
literally. Yes.
Well, but I think you made a point, which is that he re-signed with the Lakers and took a little bit less money to get what he wanted, and what he wanted was Bronny to play for the Lakers.
Yes, but when he re-signed, Bronny was already here. They had already drafted him.
Right. They did that to accommodate him, no?
Yes, of course. It was a goodwill gesture, and I think it was a smart goodwill gesture. I'm just saying, you're presenting a case like the Lakers are like, look, we don't have a great team. We have a good team. We're going to give you 41 exciting nights at crypto. LeBron's going to play in a lot, if not all of the games. We're going to have multiple star players. It's going to be awesome. They're going to have a lot of good nights, and they're probably going to be home by sometime in May. And, they couldn't come out and announce that, but if you again look at their team, that would be a fair assessment of it. And LeBron looked at the team and said, "Okay, I'll sign for multiple years."
I think that's phenomenal analysis. I've been trying to tell Sedano this for months, but he don't listen to me.
Okay, I guess.
George, everything that Brian Windhorst just said,
yes,
in a beautiful, calm tone.
Yeah,
I've said the exact same thing.
Right.
Just not as phenomenally and not as beautifully.
Correct.
Clearly not.
Correct.
And clearly
Yes.
not in a good tone.
I know.
Right.
And maybe if I
in
slowed
a
down,
condescending tone, probably.
right? If I slowed down, and I was calmer, then maybe everything you just said would have actually resonated.
But my pushback on all of it is what Brian also just said, which is, yes, it doesn't mean that that's in a vacuum. You know what I'm saying? That he doesn't want them to try to win. Right. You know what I mean? Those things, he said it, are not mutually exclusive. And that's where we lose you, Cappy.
Yeah, but you know what? One thing you did say, though, Brian, is that LeBron would like to have another superstar. I actually didn't know a few weeks ago, hey, do they need to make a move? Do they need a third superstar? Now that I see what's going on with this team over the last, call it 6, 7, 8 games, I do believe they need a third superstar. And you know what that third superstar needs to be, Brian?
What's that?
Needs to be the number one. Needs to be
the guy, because you don't believe Anthony Davis is the guy.
I don't.
Well, listen, I think we've now had a large sample size of Anthony Davis going through stretches where he looks like the best player on the planet, but he cannot sustain those stretches, and it's not consistent enough.
Well, what Wendy's saying, though, about if you're going to trade a Gabe Vincent, you got to improve. If you're going to trade any of these other guys, an Austin Reeves, you got to get something that's better. I think that if they're going to make a big move and they're going to give up these assets, they need a top superstar that LeBron and AD could play with, not a third, not a three. They need a one.
When the Lakers won their last championship, what happened to make that happen? A superstar player in his prime said, "Make me a Laker."
Right.
Yep.
That's what you need.
Yep.
And it's easier said than done in 2024.
Clearly.
It's not as easy. Those days.
2 to tango, or 3, or 4.
Right. The days of, this is the other thing. This is the conversation I have with fans all the time about, hey, this isn't the days of just LeBron is probably going to be one of the last ones, right? Because look, Dame Lillard did not want to be in Milwaukee, and he didn't get what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? The days of just saying, I want to be a Laker, or I want to be wherever, in New York or wherever, it's not as easy anymore. Teams are not going to just accommodate players. Unless you're a free agent and you got the cap space, that's different, right? But the days of trading you where you want to go, I think we've kind of seen, for the most part, the end of that stuff.
In the wake of LeBron leaving Cleveland and Kevin Durant leaving Oklahoma City for nothing, well, the Cavs, I guess, signed and traded him. There has been 2 collective bargaining agreements that are littered with provisions and rules and incentives to prevent superstars from getting to unrestricted free agency. And for the most part, superstars no longer get to unrestricted free agency.
Right, which is why you see these ridiculous deals of Rudy Gobert going for 4 first-round picks or whatever the hell it was.
If you look at the last handful of true superstars, with all due respect, I don't think Paul George qualifies. When they've changed teams, it's been through trade.
Right.
And a lot of times targeted trade. And you're right. In the case of Lillard, no, he didn't have control. But that is unusual. Typically, the player has control over where he's going. Kawhi Leonard says, I want to go there. And, I mean, even though that was actually a transaction, that was actually also a trade.
Yeah.
There's an asterisk on that.
Yeah, it is. But, again, just for Laker fans, it's just not as easy anymore. By the way, you also have to have the assets. So if the guy says, I want to be a Laker, 2 first-round picks ain't getting it done.
Right. They're trying to prevent that from happening again. There's more middle market teams than there are big market teams, and those votes all count the same. Memphis's vote counts the same as the Lakers' vote.
Right.
And they have voted with the negotiations to make it a lot harder for teams and the Clippers, by the way. The Clippers have had a lot of rules put in to limit their spending powers. They're really trying to legislate that out, and they've.
You're saying teams have put things in place for the Clippers to spend,
They've taken mechanisms away from the Clippers and taken things away from the Lakers over the last 10 years and the last 2 seasons.
Well, I mean, listen, this second apron, not to get too far into the weeds. I mean, the fact that if you're above this second apron, right, there's levels to the salary cap. If you're above the second apron, you can't get buyout players in March. You can't use your mid-level exemption. That stuff is built for those types of teams, right?
I think in years past, it was very simple for fans to understand. If teams didn't want to spend in the luxury tax, it meant their owner didn't want to spend.
Right.
And a lot of times it's because their owner was losing a lot of money. It wasn't about not spending. It was about not losing. That's no longer true because the spending comes with restrictions. The reason that the Clippers didn't do the sign and trade to send Paul George to the Warriors wasn't just because they didn't like the package coming back. That wasn't also an issue, but because the Clippers wanted to have the flexibility to add pieces to their team. It looks like they lost Paul George for nothing because they lost him in free agency. And if this had happened 4 years ago, I would have said, yes, they did. However, what they got back when Paul George left was the flexibility to improve their roster. And they did that with Chris Dunn and Derek Jones Jr. and some of the other things that they did. That doesn't count as coming back for Paul George, but in the current NBA, it was.
Right.
And so you will see trades that happen at this trade deadline that you will not understand. But teams will be trading not for players, not for draft picks.
Flexibility.
Not to save money, but to get flexibility because the new rules put it on you. Seriously, the Milwaukee Bucks could have the greatest trade in the history of the sport. They wouldn't be allowed to do it right now because they're in the second apron and they can't aggregate players and they can't do anything. They have locks on their wrists, and that is something that is a reality in the current trade market.
Brian Windhorst, the man, the myth, the legend, ESPN
great, Wendy.
NBA insider analyst. Thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Cappy, do us a favor before we get out of here because we got only like 25 minutes left in the show, and we got to do a lot of reads, including your friends from Real's Father's Rights.
Yeah, let me just tell everybody. Listen, I've been very open and honest about being divorced and what it felt like. The financial fear, the public humiliation, the concern about your kids. Listen, guys, it's like that. But you know what? You can get relief because you got to work with the right legal team. Real Father's Rights. RealFathersRights.com. It's REEL. RealFathersRights.com/710. Here's their number, 323-870-1611. 323-870-1611. Real Father's Rights. That's who you call the Father's Rights attorneys.
On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey, everybody, it's Cappy here. Hey, if you've been thinking about selling your home, the real estate market is changing right now. So before you call an agent, let's get you to call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is focused on the seller's needs and will make you a competitive cash offer, and you can close in days. They're the go-to choice for homeowners looking to sell their homes fast. No agents, no commissions. Getting your home ready to list for sale can be expensive and very complicated, and you may not want people walking through your house all day long. Seller's Advantage makes the selling process so easy so that sellers walk away happy. They may even offer you a $10,000 advance to help with all your moving expenses. So get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747, or you can go to sellersadvantage.com. That's sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey guys, it's Sedano at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland tomorrow at 1 after Travis and DeMarco.
People are upset. It's not fair that we're the evil empire. And you know what? I say let's get more evil and sign somebody else.
Absolutely.
Let's load up.
Every fan of every franchise wants them to do exactly what the Dodgers are doing.
It's just jealousy.
And it's great.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
The tears taste delicious.
Oh, the tears. The tears taste delicious.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
All right, well, no Sedano. Sedano's not taking it away. I'll take it away. But then you know what? Big deal or no deal. Let's hand it off to Lindsay Baseball.
Thanks, Cappy. All right, I'm going to do quick because, George mentioned we got some reads we got to get in, and we don't have a lot of time to get them in. So this one's specifically for you, Cappy.
Okay.
BYU quarterback Jake Ritzlaff has a new NIL deal, known affectionately as the BY Jew. He's very proud of his Jewish heritage. Ritzlaff has partnered with Menashevitz. Did I say that right, Cappy?
You said it perfectly.
Menashevitz, the
Right.
premier provider of kosher food in the U.S.
Right.
Menashevitz is known for its sweet wine, found at most Jewish celebrations, and matzah, which is an unleavened, is that how you say that? Unleavened bread?
Keep going. You're killing it. You're
Eaten
killing the
during
game.
Passover.
Right.
So, yes.
Menashevitz?
Great. Yeah, Menashevitz.
Let's ask George. Let's see when George comes back. Let's run the pronunciation through George, and let's see if he agrees with the pronunciation.
Menashevitz.
Menashevitz.
Okay.
I even did the
No, that's definitely not how you say it.
Menashevitz.
Manischewitz.
There you go. Linz, I had to let you roll a little
Hey,
bit.
how do you put the emphasis on the Chev?
Yeah, it's Manischewitz.
Manischewitz. It's a
I would
very
think they-
popular wine that's like a grape juice almost, and it is at every.
And they make matzah.
And they make matzah, which is unleavened bread.
Unleavened,
right?
unleavened? How would you say
Unleavened,
that one?
right? And so
Assminger?
I love this. Assminger, that's right. I love this story of Ratzlaff, the BY Jew, getting an NIL deal with Manischewitz.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
right. I got that email about that. Did you get an email about that?
Yeah.
It might have been on the hot list.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So good.
So this is a very fitting NIL
Cappy,
deal
by
for
the way,
him.
I may do his bowl game. I may get doing the Alamo Bowl on the 28th. That could be your guy, the BY Jew, against Coach Prime.
Oh, my
that'd
God.
be a good game.
George,
That'd be a good game.
George, listen to me.
That'd be like NIL heaven, wouldn't it?
Yeah, George, listen to me. If you get the game with the BYU, you and I are going to sit down. We're going to go through a variety of Yiddish terms. And when he throws a touchdown or runs for a touchdown, you have to say something in Yiddish.
I don't know, Cappy.
No, you got
This is
to.
a national ESPN radio
Right.
game.
But
I
think
mean,
about
it
the
would be-
BYU. He's going to appreciate that.
It would
You know
be
what I mean?
fun. It would be fun. Okay, so let me get
Maybe.
to my big,
How
my
about
big
hard
deal or no
maybe,
deal.
Cappy?
Well, let's say he scores a touchdown, right? The BYU scores a touchdown, and you go, I'm kvelling right now. You know, it's something like that.
I don't know. Do you think that? I mean,
Cappy,
you're the Jewish one,
if
Cap.
you were doing the broadcast, I
Right.
feel like that would go over okay.
But
Me doing the
Cuban
broadcast.
George Sedano saying, I'm cavelling.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably doesn't go over as well.
Or like, let's say he throws an interception, and you're like, he goes back to the sideline, and he's just experiencing just a tremendous amount of surus right now. You know, just like heartache and pain. You know,
Yeah.
just use these Yiddish terms throughout the broadcast.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so my
a concept.
question, this is a big deal because it's a great deal for him and it's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you guys, what would be a fitting NIL deal for you based on like your heritage?
On heritage.
Heritage?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, he
man.
goes hand in hand
I don't know,
with
like
the
some
kosher
like
company.
you know, like I don't know. Bacardi is a is originally I know it's made in Puerto Rico now, but originally was a Cuban rum.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So that based on heritage, I would also say like Goya Foods. You familiar with Goya Foods, Cappy?
Yeah, I didn't know they were Cuban.
Yeah, they are Cuban too. There's the coffee maker here in LA. Well, any of those coffees like Bustelo or La Llave or any of those that are, like Hispanic brands or are all Cuban coffees. Yeah, so anything like that, I guess.
Lindsay, I didn't know you were going to ask the question based on heritage. I thought you were just going to say, what's the best NIL deal for guys like us?
Oh, I was just going to say, you give me like a wine deal or something.
Yeah,
or
no,
a PJ, or you know what I mean? Like,
no, for me, it's like Depends undergarments.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm the perfect NIL spokesperson for Depends.
Yeah.
I think.
You would be.
Before we get to the next question, Cappy, you know what depends means? You soiled yourself a little bit. Sometimes that can happen when you're dealing with the stress of an accident.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you get into an accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. And here is some of the advantages of calling our guy Jacob. First of all, 25 years of experience. More than that, actually, now. But the simplest answer may be Jacob and his team will hold your hand throughout the entire process. Jacob will handle everything for you, right? Call the insurance company, deal with them on your behalf. He can get you the medical attention you deserve, the rental car, get your car fixed, all that stuff. So you get into an accident, don't get yourself the Depends because everything's falling apart on you, literally, right? Call Jacob, man, at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Look, guys. When you're injured in an accident, there's one name to remember. It's Jacob, 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 okay? So you want an attorney who's respected, call Jacob because he's the real deal. Call him at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com. Go ahead, Linz.
All right, so second one here, really quick. This one comes from my favorite Reddit, Am I the A-hole? And a woman says, quote, my best friend recently informed me that my 18-year-old daughter has an Instagram account that's publicly accessible. I can't find her account when I search, which means she has me blocked. We've always given our kids what we think is a high level of personal freedom.
So wait, what's the relationship again?
It's the woman and her daughter, her 18-year-old daughter.
Oh, her daughter.
Yeah,
okay.
She's saying her friend told her, oh, yeah, she has an Instagram. And she's like, well, I don't see it. I can't find it, which means she blocked her.
Right.
So she said she just wants to see what her daughter posts. She says, I want to see the beautiful images that my daughter posts. So is it a big deal if the mom asks the daughter to allow her to see her account? Like, unblock me. Unblock me, daughter. Is that a big deal?
Well, I think, first of all, it shouldn't be a big deal. You should have a relationship with your daughter to wonder why the hell she's blocked you. And you could probably just ask her, hey, what's up? Like, you blocked me? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, but the thing is that a lot of these kids don't want their parents to see what they're posting on social media. And here's how I handle that situation. Hey, unblock me, or I am going to call Verizon and stop paying for your phone. It's just that simple.
So that's what you would do.
Yeah, 100%.
That tracks.
100%. I'm not, listen, hey, if you are using the phone that I pay for and I want to search and see what's going on your social media, then I have the right to do it. I don't personally do that, but I mean, like, my daughter's stuff all pops up on my Instagram, whatever. Now sometimes I go on TikTok and my daughter does some TikTok videos and I'll call her and I'll go, why are you doing that? Like that doesn't look classy or clean or and I'll say to her, when you get a proper job, you're going to have to clean up your social media. Like, don't put that stuff out there.
You're going to clean up your social media?
Yeah, because like these girls, they post things with their bodies, and I'm like, girls, you don't have to show it all off. You're not Britney Spears, Well,
what kind of field is she going to get into?
I have a pretty good feeling your daughter's not doing it like Britney Spears on Instagram.
Well, she's not doing it quite that bad, but I'm like, the whole world doesn't need to see your entire body. Put some clothes on.
All right, then.
I mean, maybe I'm just a little uptight.
I mean, maybe. You got any more, or are we good?
That's good. We're good. We're running out of time.
All right.
Cappy, let's talk Prize Picks. Here's the deal, man. Prize Picks is the best place. Let me do this again. Sorry, I was going too fast there. Prize Picks, the best place, Cappy, to get real money sports action, okay, in the state of California. Nowhere better to do it. It is the spot to do it. You can win as much as 100 times your money with as simple as 4 picks. And the picks go like this. There's a statistical line for each individual player in pretty much every individual sport and team sport, and you go more or less. It's really that simple, man.
Yeah. I know, and I'm watching this game right now between Detroit and Green Bay, and David Montgomery, I played him tonight on Prize Picks for more than 60.5 rushing yards. He's already got 18 rushing yards. I played Jared Goff for more than 254.5 passing yards. He's got 64. This is in the first quarter. Now, Jordan Love I played tonight to have more than 252.5 passing yards. He's only got 3 so far, and I've got Josh Jacobs to have more than 73.5 rushing yards, and he's only got 6. So I'm watching this Detroit-Green Bay game because I got a lot going on. I got a $20 play, George, to win $200 tonight on Prize Picks.
I love it, Cappy. And again, $5 play, get a $50 bonus. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. It's really that simple. And by the way, once you win, you can get your money within 15 freaking minutes, man. So get on Prize Picks. Download the app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Get the bonus. Prize Picks. Run your game.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano here. You know it's hard to find a good dentist for your kids, someone who they can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Luckily, we found Children's Dental Fun Zone. With 17 locations across Southern California, Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics. With state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your children deserve. To book your child's next appointment, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2024. 1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car
accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids. Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone,
So what if I need a new one?
We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery?
We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You're busy enough this season without having to get up on a ladder to clean out your gutters. Whether you're tired of unclogging gutters or don't even know what your gutters look like, it's time for a permanent solution you can depend on with Leaf Filter. For the holidays, don't miss your last chance to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters during Leaf Filter's most anticipated sale of the year at leaffilter.com/amber. Clogged gutters aren't just a nuisance. They can cause extensive problems like flooding, roof damage, rotting siding, foundation issues, and more. Leaf Filter uses award-winning patented technology to keep out everything but water. Call today to schedule your free gutter inspection and get a no-obligation free estimate. And don't miss out on your last chance of the year to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection at leaffilter.com/amber. That's their lowest price of the year, up to 35% off at leaffilter.com/amber. See representative for warranty details.
Final segment of the program, Cappy. We're going to do for our dealer's choice. It'll be our picks against the spread. Thanks to Windy for hanging out with us for about 30 minutes. Thanks to Dave McMenamin for stopping by earlier. Dr. Clapper, how are you? He hung out for a little bit as well. Even Christopher popped in, even though he was
Such a
basically
downer.
completely exhausted. I mean, get it together, Jack.
Hey, George, before we hit this final segment, I just want to remind everybody, I'm watching this game right now between Detroit and Green Bay. I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. We're all using Amazon as part of our daily lives, right? But now let me introduce you to Amazon Pickup, which is really an awesome service. It's a secure pickup location that you can choose where to have your order sent to. So if you're not going to be home at your house or your apartment, you say, you know what? Rather than sending it here, send it to an Amazon pickup location. Then when the packages get delivered, they're going to send you an email, and you're going to get a confirmation. They're going to tell you all the information you need to know about picking up your package. And I'll just say this, like it's Christmas time. Christmas, Hanukkah, holidays, New Year's, it's all happening right now. You're going to be busy. You're going to be running around. You got holiday parties. You got work. You're trying to close out your year. Don't have packages delivered to your home or your apartment. Have them delivered to an Amazon pickup location. A secure and convenient delivery solution to pick up your Amazon packages. And by the way, no additional cost. Here's more information. Amazon.com/pickupmvp. Amazon.com/pickupmvp.
All right, Cappy, time for our dealer's choice, brought to you by our friends at Seller's Advantage, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Seller's Advantage. Hey, listen, they'll buy your home with a competitive cash offer right away, man. You don't have to do anything. 888-390-AS-IS. Get that no-obligation offer or sellersadvantage.com.
There you have it. All right, picks against the spread. We've got 5 games. This is how we do it each and every week. We pick 5 games against the spread. The game we're most confident in, we assign the number 5. The game we're least confident in, we assign the 1, and so on and so forth in between. Cappy, Bears, Niners. Niners are at home, 3.5-point favorite. Go.
I'll take the Bears just off the fire the coach, get the interim coach bump. So I don't think it's going to be a great game, but I'll take the Bears to cover the 3.5.
Lindsay.
49ers, 2.
DeAndre.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. That's my 2 as well.
Yeah.
Bears 3.
I'm abstaining because I'm calling the game. All right, so you get a freebie on me this week. Seahawks at Cardinals, 2.5-point favorites. The Cardinals at home. Cappy, go.
I'll take the Cardinals just on a hunch here. Seattle's been playing good ball, but I'll just take Arizona, the home team. I'll make that my 1. I don't feel overly confident.
Lindsay.
Cardinals, 3.
DeAndre.
Seahawks 2.
Ooh. I'm going to take the Cardinals because I think they got a split against Seattle. So, and they play much better at home. That's going to be my 3 as well. Raiders at Buccaneers, Cappy. Bucks are 6.5-point favorites at home.
I'm going to say that the Raiders played a pretty good game last week against Kansas City, had a chance to win. I don't think they'll win. I think they'll cover. I'll take the Raiders. That's my 3.
Linz.
Raiders 1.
DeAndre.
Buccaneers, and that's my 4.
Ooh, Buccaneers for me. That's my 2 at 6.5. Bills, 3.5-point favorites on the road against the Rams at SoFi, Cappy.
Desperation time for the Rams. Win and prove that everybody that you can be serious, lose, and no one's going to take you very serious. I'll take the Rams on a gut here, or really more of a homer pick. That'll be my 4.
Oh, Linz.
Bills 5.
DeAndre.
Bills 5.
Bills 5 for me as well.
Come on, guys. Where's your homer picks?
Yeah, well, we are trying to play to win. Nonetheless, last one. Chargers, Cappy. The worm has turned at the Chiefs. Chiefs are 4-point favorites at Arrowhead. Go ahead. Tell us about the Chiefs and what number you're going to pick.
Listen, I'll just say this. I think the last time these two teams played, it may have been a 4-point game.
Yeah.
I'll take the Chiefs, who got to start playing better. This game scares the hell out of me, of course, because the Chargers could very easily win this game.
Will you pick already? We have 30 seconds.
Chiefs 5.
Lindsay.
Chargers 4.
Go, DeAndre.
Chargers 1.
Chargers 4 for me as well. All right, that'll do it for us. Good Lord, man.
Hey, man. I'm scared about this game.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. This game's got me kvelling, babe. See, that's what you need. You got to use some Yiddish.
All right, yeah. Maybe you can come on the broadcast with me. We're done here. Thanks, Lindsay, DeAndre, Cappy, The Circle, everybody.